Hey everyone, welcome to the 29th episode of the Luke Rockswold Podcast. I'm your host, Luke Rockswold, and today I'm actually sitting with everybody in the podcast.
Yeah.
So we got Shayne.
Yes, I'm here. I was going to say except Brent.
Yeah, Brent's not here.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Oh.
Unfortunately, everybody...
Spoiler.
Here in spirit.
Yeah, so
Spoiler.
we got Shayne,
I'm here, yes. Hello.
we got John,
Hello.
and we got Michael.
What's up?
And this is different. We don't have Brent, unfortunately, because...
He passed.
Yeah, through the airport
To New York.
Yeah, he's in New York.
somewhere else.
My old stomping
As
ground.
always, you can check us out on SoundCloud and iTunes and not YouTube because I don't care about it anymore. That's going to be like a part of my
I've given up.
catchphrase from now
Giving
on.
up on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, just for the podcast because I don't feel like uploading to YouTube because it takes too long.
All right.
And
That's
we
a
are
fact.
doing the end of the year grand finale of
Ooh.
the podcast.
Season finale.
Yeah. So,
Say goodbye to 2017.
yeah.
She gone. What day is it today?
The 29th.
29
of
2 days left.
December.
on the 29th. This is the 29th episode.
So I got to do my state inspection.
Good to know. So how's everybody's year been going? This is it. This is the end.
This was one of the best years of my life, actually.
Yeah, same.
I was gonna say I
have to
bet it.
agree.
I said it before you got here.
Yeah.
I bet you guys were gonna say it was like an amazing year.
Well, it was like the worst year and the best year.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Is that the same for you?
Yep.
Yep. What about you?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, not so great, not so good. Good things have happened, but
Oh.
good things have happened, but it's gone so quickly that it's like it didn't even matter.
So, like, I don't know John like you do. So, like, to me, he's just sad all the time.
No, when he like sends like the pictures, like the gifts or me, I'm over here like in my house, like I'm so happy.
I know, but it's also,
He
it's
sent
like,
a
I can
picture
see
of, like,
people
this-
that don't know him being like, do I need to help this guy?
He sent the picture.
I
Of,
know.
he sent the picture of like a hairless dog with a water
Yeah,
gun
with
in
a
his
gun
mouth,
in
and
his
he's like,
mouth.
he's like, when you think about going to work tomorrow and you're sad about all the time you're wasting right now, not sleeping.
But that's the true thing. I've
Yeah.
done that. I've actually
Yeah,
done
yeah.
that before.
I go to
You
bed.
put a water gun in your mouth?
Not a water gun, but I've been up at like 4 or something and like being like, oh.
I go to bed on Sunday night. I'm already tired
I need to
of the
sleep.
whole week, and I'm
Hey,
like, I
that's
can't wait to
It's
wake up
like
on Saturday.
Monday morning shows up, like that alarm, that awful sound hits me, and it's always like, no.
Actually,
It's a day.
I enjoy Mondays.
It's a day.
I had to teach myself how to enjoy Mondays.
How'd you do that?
I just
I feel like that'd be really, really hard to do.
I just get up and then once you no
I just do it.
Just be in Monday.
no, once you get up, it's really not that bad. It's the getting up part that is the agonizing, I think.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, so just get up.
That's like, dude,
Just
getting fit.
force yourself.
It's
to
really
walk.
easy. You just gotta lift
It
the
is. You
weights.
just have to do it.
You know, it's like
Well,
That's almost
For me,
everything.
I work almost every single day. So actually, like the weekend, I don't like actually sleep less on the weekends than I do
Oh no.
during the week.
not me.
Also, if you're partying,
I sleep on weekends. So.
if you're partying, it's even worse.
It's true. You wake up with a headache the next day and ruin your weekend. But what I was gonna say is
Never
like,
been hungover.
you talk depressed all the time on the chat, and then Shane's really happy. And I said this earlier, Shayne. I'm curious. This is something I'm wondering. You can choose to take it offline if you want to. But like, you seem really positive. Have you always been positive, or is this like a new thing? Is this a 2017 thing?
So I've always been positive in terms of I'm trying to tell myself that I'm positive. It never became like real positive until this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's always been like I don't want to say fake, but like
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it
I'm
till you
yeah,
make it,
basically.
Hey,
I'm trying
We'll say
really
the same
hard.
thing. Really, that is the way you do it. Is it like fake it till you make it is like
Yeah.
a real thing, like confidence.
It
wise?
is.
That's
No,
why
it
they
is.
say it. Because it
Because
works.
it's real.
All
I
the
wonder why they
all
say
the
so.
cheesy
Listen to it.
cliches are.
Well, also like
100%
Shayne is
true.
both like positive. I said this when I first met him. Like Shayne's both positive and like hates everybody at the same time. It's like, I love people,
Yeah.
but these people suck so much.
my best friend calls me like a walking contradiction because you're so hipster, but you also love everything that's popular. Whatever.
Do you consider yourself pretty positive, Michael?
I'm pretty positive.
I
Well,
was gonna say.
the way I define myself is like I'm an optimist that's always disappointed. I'm
Oh,
always
we
like,
talked about this.
I'm always like, this
It's
is
a
gonna
very-
be awesome,
No,
and it
think
never
about it,
is.
because it's a very pessimistic
yeah,
way to be
it is.
optimistic.
like I know it's like I think it's gonna be good, but I know
think
it's
it's
not.
pessimistic to have expectations.
No?
I think so because you're always going to be the thing itself will never be as great as the vision of it. I think.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that doesn't make it pessimistic though. That
Well,
might mean
I'm
it's not
not
good.
necessarily pessimistic, but I don't think it's an optimistic thing to overly think about. Like, this is gonna go so great. This is so awesome. I'm super excited for this because you are gonna get let down.
Yeah.
Every time. So
Every time.
I agree partially, but I do feel like if you're looking at life in that way, that is a pessimistic way. Because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have expectations because you will be
I
disappointed.
disagree.
Really?
I disagree. Yeah.
Why?
Okay. I think that way, and you all think I'm depressed, but that's a realist perspective.
it is.
Not a pessimistic perspective.
Yeah.
I think I'm naturally I think I've become more realist from like my optimist to depressing like life.
I'm looking up the definition.
From living your life.
Yeah, from living my life.
Realistic.
Like I mean like
Yeah, from
I can
that's how you
easily
do it.
say, oh yeah, this is probably gonna go badly, but not because I like have the attitude that it will go badly. I just look at it, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna suck.
You just learn to get disappointed.
But generally,
Yeah, this is
like
the way life
compared to
works.
like my pessimistic friends, I'm
Well,
always
yeah, but like,
it's gonna
okay,
be awesome.
so I hate
And
to
it's not
be,
as
I hate to be the person who's like looking up a definition because
But
I hate,
you're looking up.
I hate it when people do that where they're like, well, the word, and it's like sometimes words change.
I've done that.
Okay,
So
so
what
this,
word did you look up?
pessimistic. It's a state of mind, someone who always expects the worst. A pessimistic attitude isn't very helpful, shows little optimism, obviously, and can be
It
a
doesn't do
downer
the
for
opposite.
everyone else.
But you show optimism, but you expect disappointment.
Yeah.
So look up realist. Tippity tap tap tap.
Yeah, I'm
Feedback.
okay. Some may say you never expect good things to happen, but maybe you're a realist, a person who uses facts and past events rather than hopeful feelings and wishes to predict the future. But I feel like that's practically.
Well, just because life sucks doesn't mean that
No,
realism.
because that doesn't
is
mean.
pessimism.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just look at the suckiness and you're like, that's
Pessimist
like,
is like
All right, let's
the
look up
extreme.
optimist.
I think like when it comes to me analyzing the situation that I'm in, I look at it very realistically. But when I'm thinking about things that are gonna happen, I'm like, it's gonna be great.
You have a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Because I know somebody.
I have a
he-
lot of bit of hope.
He literally wakes up. Like this is one of my roommates. He wakes up and he's like, "Oh, Luke, we live in the city. The sun is shining. God
like
bless
him.
Seattle."
I like
yeah,
him.
he's really
I
cool.
literally
I'm
look
like,
like this.
can I like
Can I just
get that
ask them?
somehow?
That power.
This is how I wake up. No! Every morning. Like, when I walk, like, no!
It really is like, no, here's what happens. I'll wake up and go, "Oh, I woke up." Like if I wake up without an alarm, I'll be like, "Oh, I woke up.
The best
Oh,
way,
that means I got
right.
plenty of time to sleep." And I look at this literally about to go off in 1 minute.
1 minute.
I love when you think you've been sleeping for so long and it's like 3 a.m. and you're
Yeah.
like, dude, surprise sleep.
See, when I wake up, I instantly go to, let's see how I can tell everybody else on Facebook how shitty I feel about waking up right now.
I was gonna. The reason I
Micro
asked you,
problems.
Michael, is because I feel like because you're. I'm still trying to think of how I define myself in that in terms of optimist pessimist. I think I'm slightly pessimist. Shayne,
I feel like you're an optimist.
I think you are.
I think I'm optimistic about people's intentions, but I'm like
Oh.
pessimistic about reality.
I'm very cynical about people's intentions.
I tend to think people are like like when people are arguing, they're like, "Yeah, he said that to insult me." I'm like,
Oh, no, I'm not like
did
that.
he really say that? I feel like maybe he was
Yeah.
trying to communicate.
I think
like I'm more optimistic about what people are.
I'm usually more realist about people's like what they say. I'm usually like, yeah, they don't actually mean it because people don't actually ever mean what they say to you. They're just trying to like get a reaction. They're upset about something else, whatever. Just like,
I mean,
You're already making
and
faces.
it doesn't
Shayne.
matter. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like if someone's upset
I'm
with
just-
me.
I
And,
mean, 95% of the things I say to
Oh.
people.
well,
The
in that case,
5%.
No, no,
is
I'm-
when I
Is that
say-
I'm
in the
talking-
5% or the 95% that you just said that?
Yeah, you could
That's in the 95%. The 5% only it works with the kids I work
well, I guess I'll
with.
change it. Like
I can't be that terrible.
what I really mean is it doesn't. Like other people say, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't affect my life at all.
Yeah.
So like if someone is upset with me, I don't really care. I usually don't know. I have this ability to
Yeah,
not.
for sure. Like,
I have this ability
We're
to like.
men.
I have this
That's
ability
what
to
we
not
do.
know when someone's upset with me. So like, okay, so last week, we had this volunteer at church. I'm like the music director, so I'm like in charge of all these people. And this volunteer at church is very emotional. He literally acts like a 5-year-old, like woman. Like he's super sensitive.
A 5-year-old
Five-year-old
woman.
He does
a
sound
5-year-old fully
he does
adult
sound.
woman.
He does sound. And sound guys' jobs are really hard because everyone's like, it's basically
I've done,
no
I've
one
done
knows
sound.
you.
No, I've done
Yeah,
sound.
I've done sound.
No one knows
Every-
you're there unless something goes wrong.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like he's like so
Always
upset,
wrong.
and I was walking around like I went to get some water, so I was like, hey, like the pastor's wife told me to pray for the sound stuff. Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, he has some technical difficulties, so we're doing it. She's like, no, I thought someone was mad. I was like, someone's mad?
I had no idea.
So that's me.
I know that like, but I think that
Need to go handle this.
what I'm talking about is not like people don't mean what they're saying. What'd you say? You said most people don't mean what they say. I think most people don't hear what people mean.
Yeah.
So like when people get into arguments, it's usually because one person's saying A,
They're only
and someone's hearing B.
They're only listening to what they want to hear.
So the idea
Nah.
is like you
Or
think
like
this person's
they're
trying to
putting
piss you
emotions
off,
on.
Yeah.
but really you're just hearing it wrong.
Well, do you
That
find-
too, when people put emotions behind things that you said,
Yeah,
when
like-
that emotion wasn't
So this
there.
is Luke's problem, and this is something I do also. Like you'll say something
Let
like
me
just,
tell you your problem.
no, you said this before. Like, you'll say something just as normal as you can. Like I want to communicate this as
What
straight
happens
and
when-
emotionless as possible, but then they assume that you're being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Or something. That happens to me a lot. I'll be like, cause like I'm like, yeah, I don't care what you do. Like I really don't care what they do. Like I'm happy if they do
They
either
don't
way.
care.
But they're like, Michael hates me. He hates what I do.
Here it is. I don't care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I'm like, hey, this microphone isn't working. They're like Michael, he thinks I'm doing a bad job. Like no, this microphone isn't
the
on.
microphone is not working.
What were you gonna say, John?
Oh, I was saying, do you find more people take it as criticism?
That's funny.
Do you know,
Like if
are more people expecting criticism, therefore more people
I think-
are pessimistic?
I don't know. I feel like
I do think most people are pessimistic. I think they're more pessimistic people than optimistic.
That's a really pessimistic view.
I know it's a realist.
let's see. I feel like this can go so hand in hand when it comes between pessimistic and what's the opposite of a realist? A fakist?
Fakest.
A
Optimist.
fakist?
An optimist, yeah.
An optimist is the opposite of a
So
realist.
why is an optimist? So pessimist is the opposite of
Well,
optimist.
I think
But realist is the opposite of
I-
optimist.
actually I want
too?
to change that. It's like a number line. Like realist is 0, pessimist is negative
Well,
100,
it's more
optimist
of a
is positive
spectrum,
100.
but yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
realist
just
is
like-
the opposite of someone who's like hopeful, who's like dreamy, like
Yeah,
an
it
idealist.
is.
That's
Yeah,
what it is.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah.
idealist.
Right.
Wow.
I feel like
I'm
you're a
more of
realist.
an idealist than a real. I'm like a mix, but
Well,
I'm
I think
I'm more
I think
of an
Shayne,
idealist.
like you're a realist, like you know it's actually happening. Like
Yeah.
you like you say you fake it till you make it. Like you have hope and like
Yeah, yeah. I
you
have
do
a lot-
things
I have a lot
out
of
of hope, like particularly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you like motivate yourself because
I
like
got
it
a
works
lot
for you
of
that way.
hope.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work for me.
I was gonna say though, like, I feel like you're. I'm trying to compare it with Brent. So Brent, if you're listening, he's not listening.
Hey, Brent.
He's
He
not
doesn't.
gonna- he's
He
not
doesn't
gonna
listen to any of the
He's not
podcasts.
gonna listen.
We're about to
She's
talk
gonna
to you.
listen
We do
this.
wish you were
I
here.
bet she's gonna listen to this.
Who knows? If someone listens to
I
it,
hope
that
so.
knows Brent. But it's like, I feel like Shayne is like a mix of Brent and Michael put together.
Yeah.
Where Brent's like totally
That's why I love
negative
Michael and I love
about
Brent.
so many things,
I love
and then
them
you're
both.
like sort of
Because
in
they're
between.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, hey, people have feelings and should do things, and we should be hopeful. But then you're like, I hate it when people don't give me
no.
a grocery bag.
I will put people in the place that they need to be put, but I also like love people and I support them. I think they're great. Just when you start being a terrible person,
Brent's just like, I'm married. I don't care about anyone
I don't
else.
care about anybody else.
I'm married. I don't care.
So how do you feel before he was married? Did he care about everything?
I know, right?
Did you know him before?
care?
Yeah, you knew him before he was
No.
married.
Did you
He did
care
not.
about
He did not
anything?
give a shit about anything.
John just goes,
No.
He was like, I'm single. I don't care about anything.
I hate everything.
I'm Brent. I don't care about anything.
it's almost like, because you notice like Brent has like this very positive view of like Lauren and marriage and stuff, which is good, and he's negative about most other
Yeah,
things.
that's- like,
but
he
it's
has a-
funny because before Lauren, he was just negative.
just negative
about
about
everything.
Basically, yeah.
But something I did think was funny. He's like, he definitely, you can tell he like really loves Lauren. She's like the best thing
Oh,
in his
yeah.
life. He's
Yeah.
like, he would do anything for her, but anything else doesn't matter at all. It's like all of his positivity is just there, which is great.
It's like Lauren in video games.
Well,
Yeah.
I did the best man speech at Brent's wedding, and like I said before, I made the mistake of going back and watching the video. Don't ever do that if you do a
I
speech.
skipped it. I skipped
watched
your
it.
speech.
Thank you.
Because of all the speeches.
You lived it though.
I'm gonna watch
It
my
felt
best man speech.
it felt so much
a million
better in
times
person, and then I watched it and went, that didn't.
and judge myself.
It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't what I thought it was. But so I gave the speech, and one of the things I did say about Brent was that he's super loyal, because he really is.
Mhm.
He's like really negative, but like with his friends, he's really like, oh, I'm your friend, which is really cool.
I'm your friend.
Friends.
What do you guys think I'm pessimistic?
I think you're closer to realist, but like,
So it's like optimist.
I think you're
realist,
optimist
something like
realist.
I think
you're the
You think I'm
pes-
optimist?
I think
I
you're
think
the
you lean
pes-
optimist.
I think,
Really?
I think he
Yeah.
leans.
Oh,
dude, I felt like
Really?
I think
He has no doubt in his mind.
I felt like Luke and I are like similarly. We both think really like logically and like kind of. We both try to think emotionlessly.
I think we got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But so I think like if I'm like at 20% like on the optimist side, I feel like 20% on the negative side, maybe it's not
Yeah.
big enough yet.
I think you are definitely on the negative leaning side.
All right, go. You too.
Well, my reasoning for the optimism is because, like you said, when someone says something to insult you, you're like, did he really mean that to insult me, or was he just trying to help me by criticizing me? And I think that's a very optimistic point of view.
Or it's realist because he's just looking at it realistically.
Realist?
I think it's more realist.
No, I think if you're looking at realist, you would say, he's definitely trying to insult me.
No.
Because I think everybody is, as a realist, no one gives a shit.
Well, the reason why I don't care, what
He
people
cares
say
about
about me
himself.
is because of realistic things. So when I was younger, I was really sensitive about what people told me. Like if they criticized what I did, I got like really like upset about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same.
But then I realized one, it doesn't matter. Like if someone calls you stupid, it doesn't change that you're stupid. But also, most people when they're making fun of you,
Okay.
when most people are making fun of you or something, they're not like trying to like they're trying to put you down. It doesn't actually matter. They're just trying to like be funny or like cover up insecurities. Those are really the only two things. Like whenever I make fun of people, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to be funny. I'm not trying
I guess that's
actually
like
make you feel bad.
I guess that's like the nature of like realism is like you either have to lean on the everybody is good or everybody is shit,
Yeah.
and by shit I mean selfish. Like,
And that's Brian.
and that's
Brian's
not
like,
terrible.
Yeah.
It's not terrible to be selfish, but
You just have to know that they are selfish.
I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
how I feel about people in general.
I think
Like in
everyone's
generality. Like, do I generally think people are worse? Or
in my opinion, I
I've
think
heard you
people are
say more judgmental comments about people than positive comments about people.
maybe. I guess that might
Like
be
you
true.
hate everyone in Seattle. You hate
No, that's not true.
you
That's
hated
not true.
You hated
He's gonna go back
everyone
home.
in
No,
LA.
I literally no.
You hated
I was
everyone in
This is the
LA.
West Coast. It's okay.
Everyone
No,
in
I,
Seattle
literally-
goes to this
I
episode,
actually
Peter,
said
when it
no. I've been
comes back.
saying this to people while I've been in Virginia. That like I'm making it a point to look at Seattle in a positive way because
He made a point to say the very first second he got on the East Coast, I miss the East Coast.
I did
He
though.
was
No,
so
because,
great.
no, because I was in Philly and I said a joke to like the bartender and the bartender went, "Shut up." He walked away. But it was so because he thought it was funny, but it was just
Yeah,
funny to be with these people that are like not overly apologetic about telling
Yeah.
someone to shut up. They were like, "Shut up, just kidding. That was a joke. I hope you know that." So
Okay,
you can
oh,
talk.
oh, sorry,
It's
oh,
like
oh,
just
oh,
let
oh,
the joke, and that's more East Coast.
Yeah.
But that's a culture thing, not really a person thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could be the
East
way
Coast
you want
culture.
him
Yeah,
to be.
because I don't think the West Coast culture is bad. I'm just more used to
East
the
Coast.
East Coast, and I have a harder time gauging where the other people stand, and they have a hard time gauging where I stand. So if I say like a comment, like I said this comment once, where there's this totally cool, chill guy, always listens. He like waits to talk. He's really patient.
You talking about me?
Oh, I couldn't.
Hey, hey,
I
hey.
couldn't stand something.
But
like
so
that.
I said, I was talking about, I was like, hanging out with this guy, and I was talking to like a bunch of people about it, and he was like standing there, and I was like, I was hanging out with, let's call him Joe. I was hanging out with Joe, and
Can we call him
you know
something
Joe,
else?
like, just totally take over the conversation, won't let everyone talk, am I right? And the people in the group kind of sat there for a second and were like, that was a mean thing to say. And it's like,
Joe is the
this
nicest
is
man.
such a joke.
It's
Like,
like, are
why?
you kidding me?
I would never say that for real, but
Yeah.
you know, it's like that's a
Oh,
culture
dude, satire
difference.
always like does like
Yes,
not
yeah.
always.
Hit or
It
miss.
either lands hard or it doesn't.
It's hit or miss.
Like
yeah.
90% of like whenever I talk about politics, I'm almost always being like sarcastic. Like I was talking to
Satirical?
yeah.
Or whatever it
I was
is.
talking to my sister's boyfriend's parents about like gun stuff. Like, yeah, guns are terrible. Guns kill everyone. And they were just like, oh, well, no, like. I was like, no, it's fine.
It's just a joke.
Like my favorite sense of humor is to like say things I definitely don't believe in that are really extreme and just say it. And people, I forget that people who don't know me don't know that I'm joking.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
just-
The thing is, it's like, if you knew me, you would know that I'm like,
well, that's,
outside of my faults, I'm a pretty nice person overall. I wouldn't say something just
You
mean
are.
about like someone to their face. But it's like, if you don't know me and I just sarcastically say like, yeah, that Michael guy, always taking over the conversation and being rude and obnoxious, to be like, wait, what? I
yeah.
would never say that in real life, right, Michael?
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
I feel that way though.
What do you mean?
I feel that.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm a realist.
He knows exactly how I am.
That's funny.
Yeah, so Shayne's story about McDonald's.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Is this
So-
the first? This is not the first McDonald's story I think you've had.
Shayne just like
you've had more than one.
Shayne doesn't play well with like
Okay, so
employees of businesses.
this actually fits into my whole. I've made so many comments, videos, and everything on this customer service, right?
Right.
Okay. No.
I think it's you.
no.
Because like
Shayne!
No.
every customer service person annoys you.
You're way
Well,
too
that's
optimistic
not true.
about it.
That is not true. There's people who are really great.
Yeah. So
But
for those of you who don't know, Shayne did videos about.
terrible
when-
customer service.
Was that the one with
if
the
I go
bag,
to
or
a
was that on the
store, it was the one
podcast?
with the bag.
Was that on the podcast or was
Yeah,
that?
that
on
It was on both. I think. I
I
watched it
and
and
I
brought
talked
it up.
about it on the
Okay.
podcast. I've talked about it to everyone.
But you worked in customer service, so
I
that's why you have
worked
a
in
very
customer- that's-
strong
Yes, it is.
opinions on it.
I didn't have strong opinions until after I worked retail.
Okay.
But I will preface the story with me and my friend were drinking and
Always great to start the story with.
yes, before this adventure happened. So I do not condone drinking and driving. That's not what we did.
Man. Okay,
It was like a little after
You drank water.
He drank and then
Yes. Okay, so we're listening.
Totally different.
Yeah. We're listening to the Eminem album, which I do not recommend. It's terrible. And my friend's like,
If you want to hear the review of that
yes,
album,
if you want to hear the review
Shayne's
of that
podcast.
album, check out my podcast, Pop Talk Podcast. We talked
All
about
right,
it.
no, that's enough. Gotta wait till the end.
I was gonna say the episode's not even that exciting, but whatever.
Well, don't tell them that.
No, I'm telling them that.
Realists.
Anyway, so my friend's like, McDonald's commercial came on the TV, and he's like, oh, I want McDonald's. Do you want to go to McDonald's? And I'm thinking, no, not really, because McDonald's is shit. I don't eat McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't either.
But, you know. when
It's
like-
better than some. I think McDonald's is one of the better ones. If I was gonna
No,
eat fast
it's at
food.
the bottom of the fast food
We-
chain.
That's what everyone in Virginia thinks.
We can.
I don't know if I agree with that
We
anymore.
can have that conversation in a second.
West Coast has changed you, man.
But
Oh, thank you.
Luke is drinking, by the way.
Stop. Shh.
He's an alcoholic.
he's drinking ginger ale.
With Jameson.
Yeah, so it's
Careful.
1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, whatever, sure, let's go to McDonald's. So we get into my car, drive into McDonald's.
Rapping.
Yes, rapping, listening to things that aren't in the Eminem album because we finished it before we left. Because he wanted to leave in the middle of it, and I said, I don't want to come back and continue it, so let's just finish. So we finished it, whatever. So we're going to McDonald's, and, obviously, we're not going inside, right? So we go through the drive-thru.
Drive-thru.
Biggest mistake of my life. So, go to the drive-thru, and whenever me and my particular friend go to McDonald's, we always get a lot of food. Mainly he gets a lot of food, but whatever. So, we get at the drive-thru. Hey, welcome to McDonald's, what can I get you? Can I get 4 McDoubles? This is her over the intercom. Her intercom was on the whole time. I just want to make that
It's one
note.
of those
So we heard everything. So she's like, 4
Oh no.
Mc. And I'm like, okay. She's like, okay. Anything else? I'm like, yep. A small Coke, a Filet-O-Fish, small. I said a
Oh,
medium.
fish, Shayne.
I
Fish
didn't.
at McDonald's.
But
I didn't even want McDonald's, and that
They
seemed
had
like
a
the best
McFish.
option.
I wanted. That was disgusting.
But a small fry, a medium fry, and 3 chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
So she's like, okay, your
Big,
total,
yeah, big order.
yeah, your total is like 15 something at the window. Great. Drive to the window. And she's like, hey, how you doing? Great. So my friend's like, I'll pay. I'm like, cool, you're awesome. So he hands me his card, and I go to hand her the card. She's like, oh, it's cash only.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh.
Well, that food's still in there.
okay.
Like.
And she was like, oh, well, I mean, it's just something new that we're trying. If you want to come back in
Something
an hour.
new that
Hold
we're
up. What
trying?
are they trying? Hold on.
They're trying cash only.
He's Googling.
Not all the time though.
No, Luke, don't look it up. This is in my story. She made this up. But,
Oh.
yeah. So, like, we're trying something new, but, if you want to use a
She's
card,
like, oh no, I'm.
you can
okay,
come
no.
back in an hour and a half. And I'm like, I look at the time, like, you want me to come back at 3 o'clock for some McDonald's?
Wait, this is how late? 2 a.m. You said?
By the time we got there, it was 1:30
Okay.
a.m.
Just checking.
Why am I coming back in an hour
She's
and
like,
a half?
after your food has been sitting out for an hour and a half,
It'll be perfect.
you can come back and eat your
No,
rubber
aged for
burger.
an hour.
My thing was just, you want me to come back in an hour and a half for McDonald's?
No, she's a genius. She's trying to get you to buy food. Like, she's like making you come to McDonald's. That's marketing.
Well, but they're already Michael.
That was her making up some BS. So she's like, well, there's an ATM right there at the 7-Eleven. You can go there and get cash or, come back. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll be back. So I go to the bank ATM because I'm not going to 7-Eleven because I'm not walking in the store.
See, people.
Yeah.
You were trying to go through the drive-thru. It's understandable. Like,
Yes.
when I'm going through the drive-thru, if I ever have to get out of my car, I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah, so my friend goes and pulls out money, and then we go back to the drive-thru. All right, round 2. So get up to the order thing, And she's like, hey, McDonald's, what's your order? All right.
You know what my order
I
is.
should have said that, but I
You
said,
have my order.
can I get 4 McDoubles? And she's like, 4 McDoubles. And then some guy comes on the intercom, her manager or something maybe, and he's like, is that going to be 4 McDoubles or 4 double cheeseburgers? I said 4 McDoubles. Well, she's only asking. She didn't ask, sir. You're asking me. Well, it's a $1.49 cheaper if you get the double cheeseburgers, so that's why she was asking.
Yeah, because it's less bread.
But it's
Right?
like,
Okay,
yeah, but
with
it's the same
McDouble?
thing.
Also a different sandwich.
No, it's the
When you're
difference
getting
is
4
one piece of
McDoubles,
cheese.
you're getting 8
The difference
patties.
is 1 piece of cheese.
It's cheaper to get cheese?
So he's trying to save you money.
How's
Yes.
it cheaper to get cheese?
No,
No,
one
no.
piece of cheese is less for the
Yes,
for the
I
cheaper
think the
one.
double cheeseburger has only 1 piece of cheese. Like it's like patty, cheese, patty, and the McDouble is patty.
What?
Patty, cheese,
This
patty.
is why we don't eat at McDonald's.
I don't know. It's too
I don't know
confusing.
what that is.
So
That's
that's
fine. Doesn't matter. So he's trying to. So
he
he's
said-
trying to
so
save
I'm
you
like,
money.
So I'm like, whatever, the cheaper option. So he's like 4 double cheeseburgers. Can I get a small Coke? Is that gonna be small, medium, or large? Small.
You're like, repeat back to me what I said.
Small Coke. Well, small, medium, and large are all the same price. So this is my French drink. So I'm like, he's like large. I'm like, large. Next order. Can I get a filet-o-fish? Is that gonna be the 2 for $5?
And you're like, just
guy-
give me.
I'm like, no.
It's so funny because like you're like, this is fast food. What is going on?
This guy
This
is
is
like,
all wrong.
This guy's like, dude, I'm gonna take this guy like 75 cents.
Exactly. No, trust
This is
me.
important.
This is not
Help
even
him,
the
Costa.
best part of the story, or the most triggering part. So,
Triggering.
yeah. So I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, did I mention the 2 for $5? But I am out loud. I said no, just the sandwich. Can I get a small fry? Small fry. Oh, thank you. That one was like easy. Awesome.
And they were like, you mean medium?
I meant to say medium because that's what I said the first time, but I was just so.
Right. So you have to. So
Like
the
a
order
small
is.
fry. No.
The order's.
No,
oh,
we're not done
man,
the order.
man, you guys
So,
took order lists.
can I get 3 chocolate chip cookies? Is that going to be 3 chocolate chip cookies or 3 packs of chocolate chip cookies? Did I say packs?
Oh man.
Did I say packs?
To be fair, people often order.
Did I say packs?
People often order stuff.
wait,
and they're like,
did
they're
I
like,
say packs?
no.
No, ma'am. I want just the 3 cookies. Okay.
Well, people like when I went to cookout, people would order stuff and just not know what it was, and then get it. Like, what is this? I wanted this. I was like, well, you asked for this. So maybe had a lot of that day. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic here.
Yeah, really. Tying back into like
Full circle.
trying to see their
So
point of
completes
view.
the order. Obviously, she says the same price. Pull up to the window.
Throw the
Get
change.
the
in.
car, or not the car, gets the money.
Wait, did you guys go to the ATM?
We went to the ATM, yeah.
And did you come back an hour? Oh no.
No, we came back right away.
The hour was
So we
if,
had
if you
cash.
wanted to use
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
Yeah.
So come back, puts down the window, gets ready to hand her the cash, and she's like, "Oh, you guys came back," and pulls out the paper that she wrote our first order on. So we could have saved all this time.
Oh no.
We could have saved all this time. So
You'd
what?
think there would have been like a light bulb of like this.
I'm
sounds
ordering the same
familiar.
thing in the same order. 5 minutes later.
It's the same order in the same order
Yes.
of the same orders.
The same guy talking.
Same guy talk right. So I gave her the money. She gives me the change.
Well, it's funny because like it makes it worse that she actually was helpful.
It
Yeah, but it was at the wrong time.
It
Like,
was.
but like if she didn't do that, he wouldn't be as mad. Like
I wouldn't.
if she just sucked both times, but she sucked both times.
She sucked
and
up to
she
a
thought
point.
ahead. She thought ahead.
There was like a point where it was like you were helpful too late, and now it's worse.
No, it's worse. I'm like, why are you offering me every single promotion at 1:30 in the morning? I want to go home. And feed
So
my
at this
McDonald's.
point, she pulls
So
out the.
I give her the money. She gives me the change. I'm thinking, great. It's over. We're gonna get our food. We're gonna go home. Pull up to the second window.
Oh no.
And we're like just waiting, and the lady she opens the window. She's like, "Did you have the 4 double cheeseburgers?" And in my head, I'm thinking, I can't even remember if it was the McDoubles or the double cheeseburgers.
Heck yeah.
But I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay. And she's like, oh. Then she's like, what else did you have? So I had
Oh,
to repeat
no.
my entire order again.
the
to
order
the
that's
second lady.
changed a second time.
And they handed me each thing like one by one, and I was like, So I don't know if their system was down and that's why they couldn't take cars, but they also couldn't communicate. But you could have just said that. Don't say we're trying something new.
I feel like she was new and she was like, I got this, guys.
I was gonna say
they won't even notice.
I got this.
I thought what was happening, and I wasn't gonna say because I didn't want to get ahead of your story because I thought it might be going in this direction. That she was like, yeah, we only take cash as soon as you hand her $5. She's like, thank you. Puts it in her pocket.
I thought she just didn't know how to use the card reader or something.
But she's brand new.
So I haven't learned that part yet. So
she obviously didn't know how to do something.
Yeah, the whole time I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna have like a 5-minute McDonald's experience.
How long was that?
And it was like half an hour. And I was
fast food.
And I actually went to my friend and was like, are we being punked? Because I swear, this is ridiculous. 2 times going through a drive-thru.
It's funny too because it's like
for McDonald's.
That I hate. It was fast food. And it was supposed to be the fastest of fast food.
Yes.
It's drive-thru. That is the fastest fast food you can get, other than going home and getting a microwave.
And I could see if like maybe they were busy
like that is literally
something.
the fastest you can get food.
We were one of 2 cars in the drive-thru. They weren't busy.
Maybe because they had so few customers, they're like, we got to make sure that we profit as much as possible.
We're gonna spend extra time on these guys.
But you didn't profit.
Oh, what if they... Oh, no. Here's the
actually-
optimistic side. What if they were like, we got to make sure these guys have a great customer experience, so we're going to make sure that they know that we're double-checking their order.
And offering them
And
every
giving them the
promotion.
best options
We want them to
You
get
never
the
know.
best deal that they could possibly
That
get.
could have been what it was.
Maybe they're just assholes.
Maybe yours is an
That's
asshole.
true.
It was my first customer on the podcast, by the way.
Yeah, Shayne. Maybe it was because of you.
Maybe yours is a jerk.
Did you have an attitude? Were you
I
loud?
thought I was very nice. Now
Now you're not, but-
I was laughing a lot at what was happening because it was just so like, I can't believe this is actually happening. This is like a movie. And so I was like laughing. I don't know if she could hear me like laughing, but she probably could because I was laughing kind of loud.
She's like, God, what an asshole.
because it was like,
Why is he
I'm going to mess
I'm
up
like,
this order
I'm
on
like, I'm like
purpose.
small Coke, small, medium, or large. I'm like,
Like, bro, I don't get all those
I
calories.
want to go home.
That's so funny. It's like, I'd like a small
Yeah.
Coke. Yeah, but what size? A small.
Small Cokes, what I said. So yeah, that was my experience.
All right, so to go back to what we were saying, McDonald's,
Was the worst.
Taco Bell, Burger
I had
King,
Taco Bell
Chick-fil-A.
yesterday.
What's the best one? What's the worst one?
Burger King is
Chick-fil-A.
not. Wait, Burger King is not. Shouldn't even be on the list.
Burger King is worse than
Burger
McDonald's.
King is terrible. I like.
Yeah, I might agree.
Burger King is the worst one.
I'm surprised they haven't gone out of business.
Has anyone had a hamburger from Wendy's or not Wendy's? Dairy Queen?
No.
Oh man, that's
No.
like
Last
that.
time I got a burger from Dairy Queen, it was
For
cold.
not ice cream.
It was like ice cream.
I know.
Thank you.
So I feel like that one's the worst one.
Dairy
McDonald's
Queen's
is
not-
actually not.
Wait, Dairy Queen's not fast food.
It is.
It's ice cream.
Fast ice cream.
Ice cream. fast.
There's food there though.
Yeah, they have burgers.
Yes, but it's
Hot
not.
dogs.
It's
They have
not.
hot dogs.
It's not.
Why don't you have a
But it's not fast
Dairy
food.
Queen hot dog?
It's fast food.
Ice cream.
It might not be
is-
fast, but
Ice
it's fast
cream
food quality.
And ice cream establishments are separate from fast food. I know that because I worked at Cold Stone.
Well,
Wait,
they
what?
They have an ice cream place
What'd
that
you
sells
say?
fast food.
Say that again.
So ice cream places are not considered fast food. They are considered their own thing.
But I think
Yeah,
there's both.
but Wendy's has ice cream.
I know, but I'm talking about a place that is primarily about ice
I
cream.
think maybe Wendy's. It,
What,
might,
by
it might not be like
Wendy's
like
legally
in the
fast.
law-
They don't have ice cream. They have frosty.
It might not be legally
McDonald's-
fast.
Chocolate frosty.
McDonald's has ice cream.
It might not be legally fast food,
Is
but
it,
technically
is
it's
it
fast
really
food.
ice cream, Luke? Is it really ice cream? McDonald's.
Well, is it really a burger either?
Yeah, are we gonna get in this conversation? Is it actually food?
Actually.
But McDonald's is actually fake
No,
food.
I think. I mean,
McDonald's is better than Burger King.
if we're
It's
considering,
better than Dairy Queen.
well, you know what?
The King and the Queen. It's better than both of those.
What are we going off overall?
Yeah,
'Cause I
fast
think
food.
McDonald's has pretty like good fries. I will give them
Yeah,
that. I think
people
they have
say
pretty
they're
good
the best.
Well,
fries.
they're not real potatoes.
I mean, do I care?
What?
They taste good.
You ever see Super Size Me? It was a documentary about
Yeah.
Oh,
McDonald's.
but that's just trying to make money.
No. So
But
in
it's
the
also
special
accurate-
features,
It's also accurate
But
information.
lots
They-
changed
That's
since
it's
then.
accurate. That's what they said.
I-
things will only get worse.
I know a few
That's a
people who work
pessimist.
at McDonald's.
realistic.
No.
That's actually like just like a physicist
Hold up.
view.
Hold up.
Everything
My,
expands into
my
chaos.
McDonald's friends have told me the truth.
What are the fries made out of?
I don't know. So, but here's what I do know.
They
So
taste a lot like mashed potatoes.
And this
mashed
video-
potatoes.
in this video, in the special features of Super Size Me, which was a documentary this guy made about eating McDonald's every day, they put
Which is a terrible
Big Mac.
idea.
I think like chicken nuggets and fries, like always on plates, like under like these glass bowls, and just to see like how they broke down and stuff. The burger broke down after like a week.
Oh, I've seen this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The nuggets broke down after like a month. The fries
gross.
never
gross.
molded. Like mold did not eat the fries. Mold eats wood
But you know who eats the
and
fries?
like
Me.
dirt.
It's like, I still like them. No.
I do.
Shane's worse than mold. But
Um,
I don't eat at McDonald's, man.
I think for me, Wendy's and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
are the
Chick-fil-A is
top.
the
If
best.
you can count Chipotle, is up there too. But Chick-fil-A and Wendy's for me.
Wendy's sucks.
I actually, fun fact about
Compared to
this,
the other things, it's
I
better.
actually,
No,
I actually
if
cussed.
Wendy's
Well,
is
I
better
didn't
than
cuss,
McDonald's.
but I like went off to when I was in Texas to my cousin's husband because he wanted to get food. And he was trying to go to Burger King because it was the closest place. I said, no,
What a
we
trash.
eat quality food, okay? There's a Wendy's right down the street. We
I
are
think-
going there.
We all agree Burger King's the worst.
Yes.
Burger
Yeah.
King's pretty
Burger King
nasty.
is not
I think,
even
yeah, I
an
probably would go to
established-
McDonald's.
Except for,
Burger
no,
King.
Subway. I hate
No,
Subway.
I
I don't
Subway-
like Subway
Subway's
either.
the worst
It's just
one. I
soggy
hate Subway.
and gross.
I hate it. Shayne,
I
you like
stopped.
Subway?
I used to eat Subway all the time when I was in New York, right? And then I stopped eating
New York,
it.
they like McDonald's in New York.
Yeah, there's like 50
Where
billion
don't they
of them.
like McDonald's?
No, like New York,
this
like,
table.
like
New York? No.
in Virginia, people hate McDonald's. In New York, they like
New
love
York
McDonald's.
is McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway.
People say they hate McDonald's in Virginia.
But
I
they
feel like
still,
it's
but
still
they,
go.
but they still go. But they still go.
But they're also poor.
Like how many times have you gone?
Actually, no, if you're poor, you should go to Taco Bell.
I went
Taco
to
Bell's
Taco
the
Bell
best line.
yesterday.
Taco Bell, I
Taco
do love
Bell?
Taco Bell,
I went
yes.
to-
I like Taco Bell,
Consistency.
but
Taco Bell breakfast. They have the
Yes.
best-
So,
you have
no,
to,
whoa,
you have to
okay.
order. No, you have to
Wait.
order.
This
You have to
is-
order
okay.
the right thing at Taco Bell.
This is a deep topic for me. So I used to go to Taco Bell every single day. Like literally. When I was in college, I went to Taco Bell every day. The only reason why I'm here right now is because of the $2 meal deal.
I think you were gonna say like, it's because, the
Only
only reason I'm
reason
here
I'm
right now is
still
because I
alive.
stopped eating Taco Bell.
That's actually part of my story. So like,
Oh,
but I used to Taco Bell every day. And I survived off of it. So like, I feel like I know
I
Taco
feel
Bell
like
pretty
I
well.
know.
But like, well, actually, when I stopped eating Taco Bell every day, I immediately got like twice as smart, twice as fast, twice as healthy. Like, yeah, I felt so good.
All of a
Actually,
sudden,
I got twice.
you're
as
like,
smart.
I don't feel like sleeping every 5 minutes
Well, I
anymore.
don't feel
I think
like
it's really
crap.
Mountain Dew. I forgot where I was going with that. What did you say before that?
Your poop became regular.
Actually, Taco Bell does not affect my
Taco
poop.
Bell is consistent.
Yeah.
So you go there, you order the same thing, you know exactly.
That's true.
It's always
Like when you
been-
order
I feel like-
a hamburger or a cheeseburger at McDonald's, every once in a while it's like the cheese is
Sometimes
not
it's
melted at
shitty.
all.
Yeah.
It's just regular. It's like half the cheese is not melted.
I will say Taco Bell has one of the best like at least the ones I've been to have the best like customer service.
Yeah.
Besides Chick-fil-A, you can't beat Chick-fil-A.
You can't
Talk,
Yeah.
talk about
You can't
the
be
other
as-
thing-
As you're
Customer
paying,
service.
they're giving you your food. They trust you so much. They're like,
Yeah.
here's your food.
I've actually
like
gotten
you want
my-
it still in your pocket.
no,
but we're
I've
gonna
actually
do
gotten
it.
my food at McDonald's before I swiped my card.
Did you run away? Did you just book it?
No, I was like in the middle of doing it. They're like, here it is. I'm like, I haven't.
You throw your card back in the car, drive. No, but like the thing
Which
about
makes me
here's the thing
sketch
about
out,
Taco
how'd you
Bell.
get the food
Though.
that
Taco
fast?
Bell's food's probably like consistent, because all you're doing is throwing it in
Some ground
a
beef.
plate and folding the plate. That's a burrito. Done.
Yeah.
There's no like
It's still delicious and good.
lettuce.
All you're doing
and
is putting a piece of meat
I know, but you
and
have to
cheese
stack
in between
it.
bread.
You have to stack
Wait,
it.
wait. Wrapping
rolling
is harder than
more.
stacking.
Yeah, rolling is way harder than stacking.
No.
You
Have
fool.
you?
You just do
have
this.
you looked behind
Wait,
in the
no.
kitchen at
Well,
McDonald's?
let's say
Do
you
you
do
see
this.
what they do?
That's it. You after you did your
No, with a
did, like, your other
sandwich, with a
movements.
sandwich, it's like playing Jenga, like putting
No, it's
things
not
up
that hard.
on top of each other.
You don't have to slide it on
Have you ever
there.
seen when a hamburger
they
like
don't even get
slides
that
off?
right every
I
time.
need to-
They
It's
almost
halfway
always
up.
slide off.
I
They're
need
like,
to ask
Not,
a
but a
question.
burrito doesn't. What?
Have you seen them make the hamburgers at McDonald's? I can tell you exactly what they do because I watch them
They
all the
stack
time.
the things on top of
No,
each
no.
other.
They do that, but they get everything from these little containers. They're not even like refrigerated. These little, and they're just like,
Yeah, but like with
No,
McDonald's.
they make it in
but
the
like,
morning and
when
refrigerate
they
it all
get,
day
when I
and give
give
it to
someone a
you.
No, no,
hamburger.
maybe you're
No,
McDonald's.
think about it though. Think
I
about
was at
it.
McDonald's.
If I make a
Not my
hamburger,
McDonald's.
if I make a hamburger and then like fold it up in foil and then hand it to you, it's like as I'm handing it, it gets smushed around, gets shifted, right? But when I make a burrito, it's like done. It's in a package. It's not going
So
anywhere.
you're just proving why it's better.
No, I'm saying
it's
that's
not
why
easier.
it's simpler. It's why it doesn't
Well,
like.
no, I just want to
why
say
it's
Taco
consistent.
Bell.
It's just a superior food.
Taco Bell
That does not mean that McDonald's is better than Taco Bell.
Taco
No, I
Bell
mean
actually
no. He
cooks
said
their
he
food.
said he said that Taco
make
Bell is.
that-
What?
Taco
Bell.
Bell actually cooks their food.
They do.
All right, hold on. Let me just make this point.
McDonald's.
He said Taco Bell is consistent. I'm saying Taco Bell is consistent because a burrito doesn't just fall apart like a burger does.
But it's not.
in
It's
the
not.
wrapping.
It's not the
No.
construction of the burger that makes the burger bad. It's the temperature.
Well, we're not talking about the way the food
Like Taco Bell's
tastes.
always. That's what matters, dude.
That's what he
Well,
means.
of
the
course
only
it
thing
matters.
about food.
I'm
Consistency
just saying.
and quality, not
What do you?
consistency
Okay.
and
What did you mean by
presentation.
consistent?
I'm confused now.
He's talking.
What did you
You're
say?
talking about
No,
consistency
what did you
and
say?
Quality of the,
presentation.
no, the quality of the food.
He's talking about quality.
Okay, so if a
it's gonna
burger is
taste
like
exactly the
sliding off
same.
of a bun, you don't care.
No, I don't care because I'll put it back on.
Alright,
the bun.
Let me break
Alright,
it down.
alright,
and-
alright.
Let me
I'm
break it
grown.
It's
down.
hard
in
to put
cave-
taco
no.
meat back in a taco.
Let me
That's
break
true.
this down for you, Luke, in caveman.
I think
terms.
we're already like, oh.
When you go to
That's my
any
favorite way for people to
any
make things
single
sound.
Taco Bell you go to, the food will taste the same. You go to
Okay,
one McDonald's
that's
to
different than
another
what I was
McDonald's,
saying. Okay.
you don't know what you're gonna get.
I think Luke's talking about the physical consistency.
Well,
of the food.
yeah,
Yes.
because when
Like,
you
it
get a
stays
burrito,
together.
the burrito's usually the same because it's not like, oh, I got a really garbage person who like the burger's like falling apart and mixed
I
up.
got some guy playing Pogs back there with my meat patty.
But sometimes though at Taco Bell you
People
get like a
just going
buttload
off on
tortilla and
their
like almost
chickens.
no filler. That's
Yeah.
when Taco Bell stuff's
Oh,
give you
yeah,
barely
they
anything.
can mess up the burritos.
They give you
where they
less.
stack it and it's like, why did you stack it this direction? Where it's like you take a bite, sour
It's just
cream.
tortilla.
That's
Yeah.
all you get.
Well, sometimes they make it
I
small
like
too.
that. It's a little bit of surprise.
As you're going through it,
Taco
Bell can't
I eat
lose.
the burrito all at once. so it
Has
doesn't
Taco
matter.
Bell had any like big health stories? Like McDonald's has had like 5 billion.
Not really.
Chipotle's
but
had them,
I
too.
did
Yeah,
do a
Chipotle
paper on
has.
I
McDonald's.
got sick from that.
And they have real beef,
Yeah.
but it's
Before
just
they
grade
like
D
switched
beef.
all their food.
Which one?
Taco Bell, I did a paper on it. It actually has real beef, but it's grade D beef.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's cheap. What do you expect?
Zero beef.
There's like cardboard filler.
But
and,
don't
like,
doubt
cheese and
that
everything.
dollar menu at Taco Bell though.
Yeah, it literally kept me alive. But I was gonna say though, I thought the breakfast was gross.
I only really like the skillet bowls. I love the waffle taco when it was a thing. They shouldn't have got Taco Bell. Bring it back. I actually
If you're
was really
listening.
mad when that girl told me
Taco
that.
Bell,
Oh,
if
that
you're
was just like
listening.
a temporary thing. I said, what? That was
No.
the greatest invention.
My
you
friend and I
ever
went
came
there.
up
That
with.
we went to Taco Bell at 6:45 to be there when it opened at 7 o'clock. And we got Taco Bell breakfast the first day. They had Taco Bell breakfast.
Oh, really?
That was probably a mistake.
Yeah, probably.
It wasn't as
What
gross
is-
as I thought it would be.
What is
It
Taco
wasn't
Bell
that good.
breakfast? Is it
Okay,
eggs?
you just need to get the skillet bowl. It has
Because I'm not a
eggs,
fan of
like
egg
hash
burritos.
brown,
It tastes
I
like
did not like-
tomatoes,
I
and
did
some
not
type
like
of
it.
sauce.
I've had like a
No.
Breakfast
breakfast
burrito.
crunch wrap, which had
That's
a
pretty
hash
good,
brown
too.
in it.
Yeah.
But the only time I ever get Taco Bell breakfast is when they do the free ones for whenever someone steals a base during the World Series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, well.
Oh, me too. Bribe someone.
That doesn't happen very often, though.
No, it doesn't. But when it does,
Hey, why
I'm there
did
to
they
give
do? Wait, what?
Pizza Hut does that for
It's
like
like-
football games too.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Not for stealing bases in football.
Oh,
but-
we could include pizzas
It's
on
like
this.
whenever someone successfully
What's the
steals.
Pizza's
best-
not fast food.
No, but which is the worst and which is the best?
Oh.
Pizza is always good, even when it's bad.
Papa
That's
John's
not-
the worst. I mean, best.
You know what the best
Brent
pizza
completely
is?
disagrees with you on that.
You know the
I was
best
thinking
pizza.
about
Brent hates
oh,
Papa John's.
actually, I need to tell Brent this. The best pizza is two bros. Well, there's two bros and
That's not fast food pizza.
yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Fast
it
food
is.
pizza.
Wait,
It's the fastest of
It,
fast
okay,
food
well,
pizza.
my fast food.
It's
pizza
funny
means
because
a
fast food
chain,
pizza
a
literally means
national
like
chain,
garbage
that's what
pizza.
Oh, it's
Is it- are we gonna
it
throw
is a
up,
chain.
like
It's in
chain
New York.
pizzas
It's in
and
New
no
York.
pizzas?
Oh, okay.
But two bro, and then there's another place in New York that's the best pizza.
'Cause
New
I-
York pizza's the best pizza. No one can compete. Don't say anything.
Chicago pizza's pretty good.
But besides out of that, I
Yeah.
like Pizza Hut.
I like Chanella's the best, probably.
Chanel's good.
The worst
I
pizza I've
Chanel's.
had was from Hell's Kitchen. It tastes like vomit.
Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen.
Yep.
My God.
They serve pizza.
The sauce tastes like, you know when you puke and you burp later?
Oh,
It tastes like that.
gosh.
It's really gross.
Well,
Actually, I don't know because I've never thrown up in my entire life.
Really? You're so lucky.
never?
Never.
You've never what?
Except
You
thrown
can
up.
do
when
it
I
if
was
you
when
want
I was
to.
like 3, I had strep throat.
You've never thrown
It doesn't
up?
take that. It's not
Never
that hard.
thrown
Alright guys, a new goal for the end of this day. We got all this alcohol.
That's
Wait,
true.
no,
that's
That's
pizza.
true. We can make
Wait
that
a
happen with
minute.
that stuff sitting over there. Yep.
My roommate just handed me this bottle of
I'm finding that hard.
Elijah Gregg small batch bourbon whiskey. Ooh, whiskey.
I have no desire to throw up.
Whiskey's
Yeah, it's
only
not- it's
alcohol.
not fun. Michael,
Not the finger.
I want to know, how was this airport? You just gotten back from
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Florida,
So,
which apparently Florida's this amazing
I
place.
had a question because I was so confused that you literally flew to Florida for like just an amount of hours.
Yeah.
And then came back.
I was in Florida for
What job
like
is
a total
this?
of 10 hours.
Like, how does this job
So,
work?
alright. I work for a company called Elf. We decorate malls for Christmas. We have malls we do all over the country.
We've had stories about this before.
Yeah.
I'm doing.
So it's a great job. It's awesome. So we were going to tear down decorations at a mall in Florida, in Sarasota. And we literally, so at noon yesterday? Yeah, noon yesterday. Got on a plane, flew to Florida. Got there at 7 o'clock, ate some food, started working, tearing down decorations at the mall. Left the mall at 5 a.m., got on a plane at 6 a.m., got back home at 11:45 this morning. Then took a nap and then woke up and Luke was at my house. And
Yeah,
So-
it was like an insane trip.
Yeah, it was really fun. I love like doing stuff like that, and I was traveling with some fun people.
It is fun. It is fun when it's like an impromptu trip somewhere, and
Yeah.
then you're like, let's go, let's
It
move,
was
let's get
it was
there.
like the best plane experience I've ever had in my entire life. Like so many
Really?
nice people. So I flew there, it was pretty uneventful. But when my connecting flight from
Do you
Atlanta,
actually? But do you fly very often?
this year I have. This year I've flown like 5 times.
Okay.
I usually don't though.
Okay.
But my connecting flight from Atlanta to Florida, I sat next to this really nice old lady who was like she was reading a Catholic book. We started talking about like Catholic ministry stuff. I play guitar at like Catholic churches sometimes.
Right.
And she had a really cool story about like her husband and her, like they both were working in the city and they decided to quit the rat race and move to the mountains. They quit their jobs, moved to the mountains.
Did you
started
say
working
what
there.
city it was?
No.
I wish I could do that.
And her husband wrote a book about it, and like he published it, and this Irish musician read it and it inspired him to just like live on the road. So
Interesting.
her husband died in '93, and then like in '95, the musician wrote him a letter, like talking about how much the book impacted him and like inspired him to do all these things, and then he invited him to go to a show. She's like, oh, sorry, he passed away. He's like, oh, well, you can come to a show whenever you want. So he like flew her all over the country, all over the world actually, like all over Europe, all over like Alaska, America, like everywhere. So that was really cool, and we talked about music and stuff. She was a super nice old lady, and then
Was she sitting beside you?
yeah,
Or was there like this awkward person in the middle seat?
no, she was sitting right next to me. So it was
shut
cool.
up! I'm good to talk to this lady over
But
here.
my friend was like across the aisle. We were telling jokes to each other like.
Oh, really?
And then we worked there, and so we usually have like our own crew. But sometimes if we go somewhere out of state, we'll like get people from Craigslist to come. That's always hit or miss.
Oh, you just invite what?
Yeah,
You just
it's
get
weird.
people
It's
from
weird.
Craigslist.
Yeah, it's weird. But like
And you say you're from Craigslist.
have-
Come on this plane with us.
No. So they're in the area.
Okay.
So we in Sarasota, Florida, which actually most of the people there weren't from Florida. They just happened to be passing through. They were like this job attracts like a lot of hippie people, particularly these 2 people. Who I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be crass, but they literally smelled like sweaty balls. There was a guy and a girl. They were like a couple, and they like travel the world in like a renovated school
Well,
bus,
that's why.
and they go to these hippie companies.
Your
called
whole-
Rainbow
They go
Gatherings.
ACs
If you
on
think
those
about it,
things.
it's like your whole body goes through what goes on down there, and
Yeah.
you never shower. So it's
Yeah.
like
But they,
Makes a
I
lot
mean,
of sense.
props to them though.
I mean,
Props to
I don't think they're doing it very well.
Their
They're
heart's
super
in the
nice
right
though.
place.
They smell
But
really
at
bad.
least they're doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it. But anyway, so we worked. It was awesome, and I flew back. Sat next to another cool person on the plane. But like the funny thing was, my connecting flight from
because you flew from here to Atlanta.
here from Atlanta, then Florida, then back to Atlanta, here again to
Which
Newport News.
Florida airport?
I don't remember.
There's only 2.
There's definitely more than 2.
Fort Lauderdale and
Whichever one was in Sarasota.
Jacksonville has Orlando,
West
Jacksonville has
Palm
one.
It was in Sarasota. But it was like
There's
10
more.
minutes away from
There's
the mall.
there might be 2 main ones.
There's 2 men. There's 2
But
that
there's
I-
more than 2.
there's only 2 that I know of. That's all.
But so like I came back.
There's only 2.
I came back and like my friend and I both of our luggage like tripped the scanners. So we were waiting there for a while, and he was like, "Hey, can I come over here and frisk you?" I just need to frisk your left armpit.
Just frisk your
He only frisked my left
armpit.
armpit,
Wow.
and then they just looked at my shoes were what pinged it. They just looked at my shoes. Okay, they're fine. Like I was like, what? Yeah, and then for my friend, they only like frisked his back, and he had like
What?
yeah.
When I went to Texas, the guy only, and this is the weirdest thing I've ever gone through, had frisked like my hair.
He's hiding something. In
He
there.
was like,
People at
I'm
home.
so-
To be
he was
fair,
like,
people at
I'm
home.
so sorry. He was like,
Shayne's hair is about
"Can
6
I-"
inches tall right now.
He was like, well, it wasn't. It was like regular. He was like, can I just? No.
Maybe he usually wanted to touch your hair.
I was like, okay.
I mean, you could hide something in there. You know,
That's
you
true,
never
I
know.
could, but I was like, that was the weirdest.
I once
request.
lost a pen.
When he
like,
asked,
Thursday.
that was the weirdest thing. He's like, can I like? I was like, yeah, I guess.
You really need to, yeah.
You got to do your job, like.
It was funny. Like we were sitting there like while they were doing it, trying to figure out like what it was. I wonder if it was this. I wonder if it was this. I was a water bottle in there by accident. But then I realized we're being even more suspicious by trying to act like we're trying to figure out what could have accidentally triggered the thing.
Yeah,
Right,
This sounds
I
like
got
oh
nothing
that was just my nail clippers. That wasn't my
was,
knife.
That was just the paperclip.
Yeah, really, it's kind of like when you're talking to a policeman. It's like just don't
Yeah,
say
you
anything.
know?
Yeah.
Just let them do their thing.
Just whatever.
Let it
Until
go.
they say
'Cause,
something to
well,
you.
when I came here, it was like Christmas time.
Mhm.
Oh,
Craziness.
oh
Yeah.
man,
Same
the
thing.
the line. So I got to the airport, and I was looking at. Normally the line is it. You know, it does a couple zigzags and then that's it. Go over to
Norfolk?
Tuesday. No, this is Seattle.
Oh.
Seattle's not a huge
Jesus.
airport. It's not like LAX, but it's still like it's bigger than Norfolk.
Okay.
But it's not huge really. And so basically,
Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is
That's
big.
huge.
LAX is insane too. Though.
I believe it.
Atlanta is even more
I
insane.
think Atlanta's actually like
Atlanta's the
top
biggest
3 or the
airport.
biggest one.
Really?
It's the biggest. It's the biggest airport.
I got lost in that this morning.
But anyway, so basically, the line's usually not that long. It's a couple zigzags. So when I went during Christmas time, everyone, I told people, I was like, well, I'm probably gonna get there 2 hours early or something like that, and every single one of my
Mistakes were made.
coworkers was like, oh, you better get there earlier.
You better get
Oh,
there.
yeah, really?
4
because
hours
it's
early.
Christmas.
Yeah.
So every single
Everyone's
person
doing-
on Earth
yeah.
is flying.
Yeah. What day did you fly?
The Friday morning before Christmas.
Okay.
But the
It's the
22nd
22nd.
or something, 21st.
Something like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So literally everyone on Earth is
Was
flying.
going that
Fly,
same day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I get there 3 hours early. And I ended up not needing to
Should've
get there
got 5.
that early because...
Oh.
No, but here's what happens. Okay, so I get there,
She got there the day before.
and
Camped out.
I almost did, but... So I get there in the morning, and this is like 5 a.m. 5 a.m.
That's
It
disgusting.
goes past the little zigzag that it normally goes to.
5 a.m.
It goes past the zigzag and then goes back through the airport and then around like this, like the escalator, and keeps going.
Oh,
and, then,
man.
and then I go, oh, that's the second line. Nope, that's
That's
still
the
the same
same
line, and it zigzags
It's like on the
again.
other. It's like on the other end
I'm
of the
not
airport.
kidding. It
That
just
was-
went on forever.
that
And I
was-
kept walking, and it was like a movie where I was like walking, and I was like, oh, this is the end. No, it's still going. And I kept walking. I was like halfway on the other side of the airport. The line's still going. Now,
That was Black Friday at Target.
I was lucky because there were so many people, TSA was literally like, just get through.
Just go.
Nobody takes shoes off. Nobody
don't
take your
care.
laptops
We
out.
don't
Just
care.
throw it through the machine and get
If we
out.
die, we die.
Just get on your flight.
I thought that. I was like, well, this is gonna make a lot of uneasy people. There's gonna be like a lot of people getting on these planes like, oh, well, I didn't really check that. I checked my shoes, you know.
All illegal things in shoes.
America is like the only place that makes you take your shoes off. Though.
That's a perfect time to like blow up a plane.
It really is.
Yeah, let's.
And
And
NSA,
holidays.
listen to me.
That sounds
I'm not
terrible.
gonna blow up
yeah,
anything.
TSA. Or NSA.
I don't know him.
Any of the SA.
Basically,
NRA.
you guys are
CIA.
slipping. I know it's Christmas,
PTA.
but
Still
nothing
do-
ruins
still do
Christmas
your
like
job.
A bombing.
An exploding
real.
airplane.
yeah. I don't.
Mine
even know.
exploded.
No worse
Airport.
present on Christmas
Everyone's
than your
"Well,
cousin
you're
not
checking
bringing you a
bags.
present
Everyone
because
bring
they
your
died.
bombs.
Check out all these people.
Well, I wonder if it was like just a spur of the moment thing.
There's like
I'm pretty sure it
whole
was.
Facebook
I don't think
page
it's like a
bombs
thing they
airport.
But
do.
still, it just seems kind of odd to be like, okay, let's skimp out on TSA because there's too many people.
Yeah, I think they should not do that.
So I got through there really quick, so it was okay. But the
Well,
line was like
honestly,
mile
well,
long.
it probably was just. It was either that or like delay a lot of flights, and they probably thought that was just a better option.
Yeah.
Planes are like
That's
crashing.
the-
If
that's
into
they,
each other.
if they, if they explode in the air, it's
Yeah.
better than them exploding
That's
at
the
the
less
airport.
complaining option. Because if people miss their flights, then they gotta refund people. They gotta do a bunch of other stuff. So they're like, you know what? Just let them go.
Oh, dude. So when I was waiting for one flight, I couldn't change
So
flights at
sad.
all because we're like on a schedule. But they were like, hey, if anyone wants to volunteer to like change their flight because we're about to be full, we'll give you $400. And I was like,
They give
bro,
you what?
like if you change flights.
They give you
Oh yeah, yeah.
$400.
But isn't
I would-
it just a credit though?
It's usually like a voucher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
They,
care.
they,
See,
they
I don't
didn't,
want a
they didn't
voucher.
specify though. They
I
didn't
want
specify.
cash.
They didn't specify.
Hand me
so
You
$400.
can, but you can sell that voucher.
yeah, you could for $400.
Or for like $300.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
attached
that's
to your
true.
name.
But
Because like your plane tickets are attached to your name.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
that's
true.
garbage. Why would I want
Sell
that?
it to a dumb person.
but yeah.
What
but-
scams?
So it's a dumpers.
But I didn't do that. But then another
the
funny thing.
whiteout.
So when I got to Atlanta on the way back, I was eating breakfast, and my friends I was traveling with were both asleep. So I went to this like little like restaurant thing. I forgot what it's called. And I sat down, and like this lady.
McDonald's.
No, it was like a little like airport restaurant, like
Okay.
it's like a diner kind of thing. And like this, everyone was talking to me that day. It was awesome because like I love talking to people.
Like
but I
just
don't like
random
initiating.
people?
Yeah, this another old lady. I talked to her for a little bit. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm like going back to Virginia." She's like, "Oh, I'm going to Florida." Everyone's going to Florida for some reason, or coming from
Because
Florida.
that heat.
But we were in Atlanta. Yeah, it was beautiful there. The air did not hurt my face, and I loved it. I was wearing shorts. But like she had ordered food, but she had just got it. She had to go. She's like, "Hey, do you want all this food?" It was like eggs and bacon and like
Jeez.
grits. I was like, "Yeah, awesome,
Yes,
thank you."
I do.
So I got her food, ate some of that food while I was waiting for my food. Then I got my food, and I combined our foods. And then I was like watching Guardians of the Galaxy on my phone, like eating my food. I had like perfectly placed like in the sugar holder, so it was a good day. And then this lady walks up, she's like, "Do you want this newspaper?" And I said, "Oh, thank you." And I'm like, she's like, "Did you say no, thank you?" And I took my headphones out. It's like, "Oh, I did say oh, thank you, but I'm actually not going to read it, so you can just take it." But it was just a very pleasant flight. Like, but the worst
Did you
thing.
say no, thank you?
Yeah.
No, but no, thank you.
No, but now that you mention it, yeah, I don't want it. But it was actually really awesome. Except I had like terrible like airplane ear. Like when you're flying on a plane, you get really bad ear
Pop
like,
in,
the
yeah.
pressure. But it was like a 7 on the pain scale. It was
Yeah.
felt like someone like stabbing me in the ear.
Man.
I didn't get rid of it until the last flight coming back. I just
do you know about
Yeah,
you hold your
mine too.
breath?
yeah,
and yawn?
I was blowing like blowing my nose and
Yawning.
blowing
Yeah.
air,
Yeah.
like yawning all I could.
No,
Fortunately, I was
chewing
really tired,
gum, none of
so-
that helped me either.
It was terrible.
That's awful.
But yeah,
So-
other than that, it was pretty cool. It was crazy. I lost my contacts case, so I wore contacts like 4 days. So I just took them out.
Oh, that's
I'm
why you
blind
said you
now.
couldn't see.
Yeah,
Oh.
but yeah, so
Why did you say that to me? I don't remember why you said that to me.
I don't remember either, but I can.
I don't remember either.
You're like, I can't see, and I didn't remember why you said that, but you said for some reason. Like we were
But yeah,
saying.
yeah, it was crazy, but it was fun.
Don't you hate that moment on an airplane when you reach the limit and you're like, just get me off this fucking, just get me off this.
You know, I was just
Yeah,
about to
no.
pass the conversation over to John, because like
That was me in the last flight.
I know you're not a big fan of airplanes.
No, they're too small.
Yeah. Well,
My
you're
first
too
plane
big.
was
John's a
What?
very
That's
large
very
man.
weird.
My first plane.
You're
was
huge,
big.
dude. Like you're how tall are you?
I'm 6'3". I'm
Yeah,
not
that's pretty,
huge.
that's pretty tall.
That's pretty
I mean,
tall.
5'9" is the
This
average
tall.
height
Coming
in
from a
America.
person, it was kind of tall.
They were all like above average height, right? How tall are you, Luke?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, we're all like
Yeah,
large.
I think
men.
that's average.
That's 5'9", I think. 5'8", 5'9".
for men.
That's
yeah.
optimistic. I bet it's not 5'9".
Is it
That's
optimistic
5'10".
or is it realist?
I bet it's 5'11".
No, it's not 5'11".
No,
Google
there's
it.
no way it's 5'11".
All right, bets
Right
are
there.
in. Our bets
sure
in.
it's 5'9".
All right,
Hey,
average.
I love
We're gonna do
Shayne.
America too. Average
Average.
height
I'm pretty sure
of
I've
a
seen
male in the
Information
U.S.
somewhere.
States.
5'9".
The average man can only do 3 push-ups.
Oh,
Wait, how many?
5'10".
Wow.
5'10".
ah,
Huh?
it says average American. Maybe it's American.
Yeah.
Height of a man is
5'10".
approximately
Okay.
5'10" inches.
Close enough.
So I'm
You're
literally
average.
exactly. So I've said this before. I'm exactly average. So
Which
if a woman,
Everything is made for you.
Which
if
don't
a
waste-
woman,
which
if a
don't-
woman
the world
is
is
taller
optimized
than
for
me,
you.
no, because here's the thing. Because girls tend to like guys taller than them.
Mhm.
If a woman is taller than me, it's her fault.
Yeah, she's tall.
I'm literally average.
It is.
So
You're not short.
It's her fault. It's her fault.
she screwed it
You
up.
were tall.
She got in the way.
You shouldn't have eaten that many green beans as a kid.
Yeah, really. Why'd you drink so much
Why'd you
milk?
drink? Why'd you drink milk?
Sure.
How much? How much? How does it feel that every chair
It's made for
is
you.
designed for your body?
He's like so comfortable all the time.
I'm sitting on the plane like I have so much leg
So
room.
it's funny because at Busch Gardens,
I have short
when I
legs
went
too,
to-
so
I
it's
felt
like
that way
leg
about
room.
myself.
You can ride any roller coaster.
When I went to Busch Gardens, they had like a few of our rides were made in Germany and
That's
Italy.
segue.
They made a drop tower called
Yeah.
Mach Tower. It was a German themed ride made in Italy. But like most Americans don't fit in there. Like I'm a pretty skinny guy, and then I was even skinnier, and like I had to go like this, like push my shoulders
Oh,
forward.
really?
I can't fit in it. I had to get off it.
Yeah.
I tried to
What
ride
roller
it.
coaster is this?
It's Mach Tower, that drop tower,
It
And
goes
where?
up and then
It's in
it's in Germany.
by
You
by
didn't go to
Verbolten.
Germany.
Near Verbolten.
In Busch Gardens.
in Busch Gardens.
Oh, in Germany, in
Yeah, it's
Busch
a German
Gardens.
theme
I was like, you've
ride
never
in
been-
Busch
you
Gardens
didn't go
made
to
by
You're a
made by
liar.
little
You've never
Italians.
been to Germany.
I can
love
only
how
fit
you
on
didn't
Invader
question
and
Michael
Loch
going
Ness.
to
What if you said that
Germany
to someone? Like, have you ever been to Germany? Yeah, Busch Gardens.
either. Yeah. Been to Paris too?
But anyway, so John, you're flying. Yeah, so John's got really wide shoulders. He's a really tall dude. It sounds pretty annoying.
Yeah, my flight to Iowa, I was like this, and the guy next to me is just hugging everything, and then the
Oh,
instant he
dude.
moves his arm, I slipped in.
I rode, when I flew to
Like, you're a
LA.
big guy, just shove him out. Like,
When I flew to
I mean,
LA,
you could win.
I got sat
No one can
between
fight
like
you.
Could
I got
win.
sat between like an obese couple, but they both didn't try to like make me feel comfortable.
Was that like on either side?
Yeah,
of you?
on either side. They were married. I
You
should have.
got trashed.
You
Like,
should've let- you know,
I should have. But
Wait, I thought you said you got Snapchatted by an obese couple. That's
I got
so
sat between
random.
an obese couple. So like literally, both their shoulders just pushing my shoulders back.
Oh, wow.
So fortunately, I could like sleep and I didn't fall.
Wait, there were a couple?
I think so.
Why don't you just ask them, do you want to like switch?
Do you only think so because they were both fat?
They talk to each other.
Probably, yeah.
They talk to each other. Ask me. If you talk to somebody, if you talk to anybody in an airplane, you're either their friend.
And you didn't ask
Or-
them, just you want to switch seats?
Yeah,
That was-
right.
and he was like, "Are you kidding? No, I'm not taking the middle seat. Goodbye."
I'm gonna talk over.
But the first time I went there though, so like this is kind of funny. I hadn't flown in a while. You know how have you ever flown Southwest?
No.
Well, Southwest is like in sections.
Wait,
it's A, B,
what?
it's A, B, C, D.
I just thought about
It's the
something.
cheapest, but like like I thought like you just sat like in seat anywhere you wanted,
Yeah.
like whichever
Why?
was available. But I'm
What
not
do you
sure.
do?
No, apparently not. Like I sat wherever I wanted, and I was wrong.
No,
Just
when
sat
I
somewhere.
went, when
This guy
I
was
flew,
like, hey,
when
it's my seat.
when I flew in Southwest, they were just like, "Go sit
Maybe
somewhere."
maybe it depends on like how many people are on the plane.
Or maybe if that was when.
I think you just have to ask the person at the gate for your seat assignment.
It was weird. Like I got it like right as I got there.
Because when you buy economy, sometimes you don't get a
Did
seat
you have a
assignment.
seat on your ticket?
Well, no.
I'm pretty sure it
Michael's
said
like,
like.
I didn't read that.
It's
I
a
don't-
question mark.
Wait, there was a ticket.
I don't like that.
I'm
I like
pretty
knowing
sure-
if I'm gonna be miserable.
I'm pretty sure it said like, so you check in. Depending on when you check in, you got like a section like A, B, C, or D. and then they get closer to it, I think, then you get your number. I don't know. It was confusing to me at the time.
That's garbage. I don't want that.
But it's cheap and it's awesome.
What do you guys usually fly? You have a choice.
Probably Southwest. It's cheapest.
Delta. Because they have
I flew
Delta.
Delta this time.
They have Delta Plus, Comfort Plus, which is 4 extra inches.
That's where I was.
And I need that 4 extra inches. And it's real cheap too. It's
I'm
like
usually-
only
I'm
30
usually-
bucks more.
I usually end up on American.
American sucks. United sucks too.
The one time I've flown,
United is worse than
like
American.
conscious memory was
Equal.
American
You get beat up
Airlines,
in
and I enjoyed my entire experience. Which is funny because then I saw a bunch of people talk crap about it on the internet, and I was like, I had a fantastic time.
On which
On
which
United?
American.
American. I have a problem with American because when we went to Ireland,
A lot of people have a problem.
they didn't
with
book
American.
my British Airlines.
They're just jealous because
I do have an issue with their baggage because that was.
Well, no, because I like. See, here's why I like American, because it's just what I tend to use. It just ends up that I end up on those flights. They have a lot of room underneath the chair. So I can stuff this backpack more than I should,
And they will make
and
sure.
it will just fit fine. Like Alaska Airlines, oh no,
They'll make sure
they
that you
economy
use it
that
too.
thing out. There's not that much room, and I can barely fit my backpack.
Every single flight attendant I had was like, "Sir, can you like put your bag like under the seat?" I said, "It's in front of me." Like, yeah, would you put it under the seat?
Well, that's what
They're like,
that's
use
the thing.
all the room. I know, but it's like I'm saying there is a lot of room. So like, yeah, use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine, I'll put it.
Be comfortable. Gosh.
That guy I sat next to on my way to Iowa, he took his shoes off mid-flight.
Oh no! Did you kill him?
I'm like, sir,
No.
He was like, John was like, but
did
moved over
you
his
kill
shoulder in
him?
front of
We
his
don't know
face.
that. I've never heard of him.
That's
He might
awful.
be dead.
That's-
I almost put my shoes off on this flight.
What are you on in a barn? You monster?
Naked feet.
That's horrible.
It was terrible. But I'm not an asshole, so I didn't say anything.
His feet practically work probably.
I was an asshole. when
But I
was
did.
on
I
my
looked
flight.
at. I
told
was in the
everyone
first
to
row. I
move out
gave
of my way.
the flight attendant the worst, like, just look. I was just like,
Can you kill
I
this
was,
guy?
I was thinking to myself in my head, and I'm like talking to myself. I'm like, she looks pretty pissed off. Oh wait, it's because I look pissed off and I'm staring at her the whole time.
I was like, what is this guy thinking about me? He must be insulting me
What
in
an
his head.
asshole!
Yeah, right.
She was not an optimist.
No.
I feel like it'd be like, can you throw this guy off the plane? That's horrible because it's like, noise is one thing. Like if there's kids crying or whatever, it's like,
No,
oh,
shut your
I
kids
can
up.
put headphones in.
You
No.
can't control the kids.
No, yes you can. I sat
They-
next to
their
my
parents
mom.
shut it.
Well,
literally
on my
Shane's
last
like,
flight
if you
back.
put your mind to it.
You can do anything. Even control a
sat
toddler.
next to a mother and her son who clearly was flying for the first time. On my last flight back, the whole plane ride, just kept looking over at me and I guess kind of the guy that was sitting next to us too. Hi. Hi. That's all I could say.
Did you say hi back?
I said hi. I said, what's
I was
your
like,
name?
you had better have said hello to
and
that
then,
kid.
and then he was like, hi. And the mom was like, his name is Daniel. I'm like, hi, Daniel. My name's... I talked to the kid. That's what I do in my life.
That's your problem. You didn't ignore him.
I literally cannot ignore kids. That's like my...
The thing is,
job.
like,
Job.
with
Good
the-
job.
all I was saying is that with sound, you can put headphones on.
Yeah.
If it's
And
bright,
I
you
did.
can cover your
no,
eyes
but
up.
Luke, I
But
did
when
put
it's a
headphones
smell,
in. And guess what he still
what do
did?
you do?
Hi.
What do you sniff gum? Like, how do you keep a
With
smell?
gum to your face.
How do you
Cut holes
keep
in
a
it,
smell from getting into
Cut
you?
holes in it with your like
You
fingernails.
gotta-
and
you
can't
gotta
figure
sleep.
it out.
like-
You pass
Seriously,
out.
it's
You
just
just get a
seriously.
good whiff of it, you just pass out.
You ever notice that someone's always farting on the airplane? It's not me, but I smell a fart whenever I'm on an
It's never me, but I'm always there when it happens.
I gotta fart,
it's like
but
a-
I'm polite. I hold it in.
I gotta hold a fart for 2 hours.
I just have a question. So I went to the airplane bathroom and I was like, I've never been in an airplane bathroom. Can you poop on airplane bathrooms? I don't know. Gonna find out.
We're
And
about to do it.
And then it's like,
We'll see
you
what happens.
can't.
and then I'm
Well,
like
it's
looking
a
at
good
and
one.
I'm like looking at everything. I'm like, wait, where does this go? Does it just like go out the plane?
Shoots out of the plane.
No, they have like a tank.
Oh, I'm like, does this go out the plane?
It does sound like they open a window and it goes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like it just flies out.
It does. I'm like, I'm confirmed.
It burns up in the atmosphere. It's good.
I really, it's like, all right, that's how you got influenza, okay? You can't just burn this stuff.
That's how we have global warming. It just
Yeah.
burns up in the
Dude, it's like
atmosphere.
there's like another airplane chasing them, like evasive maneuvers, they sound countermeasures, just like chop poop out and blind them.
All right, we're running out of time. But before we end,
Running out of
I'm just trying
time.
to figure out how long it's been.
I can see we've been going for about an hour and 5 minutes.
And
I want to talk about 2017, and I want to talk about 2018.
Cardi B.
You said this was a great year for you, Shane.
I did.
Can you expand like what?
Oh,
I know that you
I
had.
didn't think I was going first.
I know. Well, I know that you had.
Story straight lengthy.
But both you and Michael
Yeah.
had some bad stuff happen because you both said at the beginning of this podcast that you had some rough times, but it was a really good year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yours, I'm assuming, is because you're on this podcast.
podcast.
Am I right?
Makes your life better.
Yours is because of friends.
Are these the faces you were talking about making when right before you said yes? But you started a podcast.
The podcast is definitely a positive influence. I'm not
that
gonna
was
say
close.
it's the sole
It made
reason.
this year.
I was about to kick him off the podcast. It's like, right,
This
Shayne?
is the best thing you've ever done, right?
Right, Shayne?
Don't you love it?
This is your favorite thing. This
Look me
made
in
your
the
year.
eyes. You can't avoid it.
Hey, really, you can look me in the eyes. So you're talking a line.
Yeah, I can.
It's not like,
It's so awkward.
yeah, Luke. Roll your eyes.
Yeah,
Of course,
no, I'm
it's
like,
great.
yeah, Luke.
But talk about your.
Subtweet
Can you tell us a little bit about what made your
yeah.
year?
Sorry.
Okay.
It sounds like you're happy with the way 2017 went overall.
Yes, I'm great. I'm grateful for every experience. I'll say that. But
That's good.
So before 2017, like when I moved back to Virginia last year, I moved back because I hated New York. I was just like, oh, this is so bad. This is terrible. I hate everything. So let me like come back here. And the reason I went to New York in the first place is because I was like running away from a lot of things, and then I was like, yeah, New York, new life, right? Just like the movies. It's not just like the movies. Don't go there with that expectation.
Yeah.
But so once I came back, I was like, all right. So I think I was 23 when I came back. I'm like, okay, so the 23 and 24, I want to be like transition years for me. So by the time I'm like 25, like I feel like I have like my shit together, and so that's like I've been like working on, and I'm like, all right, I need to like face all like my past demons and stuff, get that out of the way, like get over all this stuff that kind of holds me back, and then like be able to like move forward, because I never felt like I was moving forward in life. I kind of felt like I was just staying in the same place and getting just pushed along by the fact that you have to move in life. So beginning of the year, I was still working at Express, hated every second of it, and I had tried to get this manager position that I was trying to get in New York, and I actually had it, but then when I was like, oh, I'm moving, you waited too long to give it to me. And so this manager guy was like, yeah, definitely gonna consider you. Let's do this temporary position, and like see how you do. Which I don't understand, because I was the top CSL in the entire Manhattan, New York City district at Express. You're telling me I can't be a manager at a little rinky-dink store in Virginia? I've moved past that.
You're like, I'm not there.
I've moved past that.
I am not angry about that at all.
Yeah. So to do the temporary position, I wasn't allowed to. I had to work both holidays, so Thanksgiving and Christmas, which means I couldn't like spend time with my family. And I'm like, all right, the sacrifice is worth it because I'll get the job. Like I'll have more hours, I'll have more money, whatever, right? So the time comes and goes. The guy doesn't even say thank you for like doing the position. Doesn't even talk to me about like how it went. I just kind of went back to doing my regular old job. So I'm here like, so I gave up both of my holidays for you because you told me I had to. You told me you were gonna like consider me for the job, and then you didn't. Screw you. So I quit.
So Express was a thing that was
I worked
really a part of your life for a long time.
I worked at Express for
and then
4 years.
And now
It was the
this
longest
year,
job I ever had.
you've decided to cut it off and say, I'm done with this.
Well, I wanted to quit Express the second year I was working there.
But you did it this year.
But I didn't, and I just kept staying for whatever reason, just because it's the easiest option to do. I'm already comfortable, I know how it works, whatever, it's consistent. And so it got to a point where I was like, all right, you know what? The only reason why I ever stayed at Express was because I really liked my manager from New York.
Who's not in Virginia.
And I don't I don't work for her anymore. It's like, why am I still doing this? So I found a different job, put in my 2 weeks, quit. That was great. I made a video about that. And so that happened. So then I started working with the kids, and I first did this kindergarten program, and there was like, I don't know, the kids like brought so much like life and like joy to me. Like just seeing like all these kids be like super excited and happy to see me every single day. Like when I walk in the door was like really cool because, you know, my last job it was, oh, Shayne's here. Let's see how much slave labor we can get him to do before he clocks out at 5 a.m. in the morning, way past his scheduled shift. So that happened, and then I just was able. This job gave me a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things that I want to do, just like, yeah. Well, no. Just
Sure, yeah.
Doing like you know, I did a bunch of like musical stuff and then dance stuff with the kids and acting stuff. And then the summer too, my Bible camp, I like wrote and directed the play, and that was cool, and like I got a lot of good feedback about that. And so just doing stuff that I really liked, and then sort of like working on myself and like building on my confidence and like.
Because I've heard you say it a lot over the last 6 months that we've been doing this. It's a lot of you. It sounds like there's a lot of steps towards new experiences that you've made. Where you, like when you're talking about this, the one female incident where you did things that you had never done before. And
it was. So the whole
female incident.
The whole year for me has kind of been a like get over yourself
just
experience.
Try a Nike year. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, basically just do it because I've always been like super prideful and like super like, oh, I'm not doing that because whatever.
Right.
And so once like I had a moment where I was like, I like to be super in control of things. Like I like to know when something's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, and if I don't, I'm just like anxiety and I'm uncomfortable. So I got to a point where it was just like I was getting a bunch of anxiety from trying to be in control, and I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore. So like I threw that all away. I was like, I can't do it. God, whatever. Like take the control. I'm over it. And then after that, my life got so much better, and everything was so much easier because I stopped caring so much about like things that don't matter, and just started doing whatever I wanted to do because it was what I wanted to do. And and then I always wanted to do a podcast for a long time, and then Luke brought up a podcast idea, and I was like, man, and I messaged Luke. I was like, I would love to do the podcast, but it's too bad I'm like not in like Washington. And he was like, well, that doesn't matter because blah blah blah.
The internet.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, cool, great. So then I got on his podcast, see how it like worked out. And I was like, okay, great. I could do my own podcast, and that's been like super cool and like good for me. And I don't know. I just like every day is like super exciting, and I'm like I look forward to every single day, and I don't think too much about like when something happens, I kind of just like let it go. And which before I would like sit in my room and just be like overanalyzing everything that just happened.
People at home, he just like sat there and like opened his eyes real wide.
I wish listeners could see that.
It was kind of like a fish face. Like if you imagine a fish like underwater, it was like oh man.
Because and this for me as like a person, I've always been. I mean, I'm not saying I'm still like this kind of, but it used to be a lot worse. I'm like very aware of myself, but like aware as in like you know how people will have like an experience or have like they'll be living life and then they'll think about it later. I think about it while I'm doing it. Like it all happens at the same time for me.
You're like I'm crashing. This is bad.
Yeah. It's like
I'm living in the moment.
Yeah.
It's living in the moment.
Oh, I see.
I live in the moment, but I also analyze the moment while it's happening.
Right.
Which I never could enjoy something because I'm like, I just said this thing. Oh, nope. Thinking about a million other things, how I could have said it, saying something different. Why did I do this? Why didn't I do that? And so once letting all that go, I'm like, yeah, life's great. I have nothing really to complain about. Very looking forward much to the new year. I have a lot of cool ideas. But yeah, that's my 2017. Also bought a car.
Sweet.
Fun fact.
And
yay, car.
A car. Oh, I bought a camera.
Nice. So you did a lot of like.
I did a lot of
steps towards.
I did a lot of stuff.
Investing into your own hobbies.
Yeah. I went. Met my dad's family.
That's right.
And there's a lot of things I just never thought like I would do.
It was a big year for you.
It was a huge year. Best year of my life. First year of my life where I felt like
really
I've actually like lived.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Now you were like that was like the best answer anyone could have given. So like Michael,
It only goes down
Once
from
you go
here.
now,
It's
it's
awesome.
like, this is awful. Why are we ending with John?
I know.
You always have to end
So
with a downer
start
on the
with me.
podcast.
I know, the
can't
most
wait.
not positive person.
I can't wait for my future to be like a motivational speaker and how to change your life.
My year's also been like the best year and worst year. Like every year for the past like 3 years has gotten like better and better and better. Like this year I've done so many like awesome things. Like this year. So my goals going into this year were to get buff, which I'm still working on. I gained.
that too for me. Yeah, I've been
Shayne's been working out too.
killing it.
Looking awesome. He's doing amazing apparently. Like it was a get buff. I gained 10 pounds this year of muscle.
Nice.
To do music more professionally. I've made like more money. I've made like half my income from music now. One of my goals is just to like get a woman. I almost did that. So,
Hey,
so like at the beginning of the
that's
year.
been like the last 5 years for most
Yeah.
of us.
You gotta say it.
No, I just, no, it's,
Okay.
I don't have to say it on the podcast.
So at the beginning of the year, I started I was working out already, but then I got my friend to start working out with me, and we both got really serious about it, and like worked out together and stuff, and I made some really good progress. And then I flew to LA to record an album, and just traveling to the West Coast was awesome. A funny story, I didn't know that Luke had moved yet.
Had a great time.
I was like, hey man, like you still in LA? I'm gonna go visit you or something. I'm gonna be there.
Like,
He's like, oh, I'm in Seattle now. Then my other friend who also just moved to Seattle was like,
looks
hey.
like you didn't watch my vlog.
Oh, so the truth comes out.
My other friend who also lived in Seattle was like, "Oh, I was in Seattle too. We should hang out." To Luke, and they never did. But every time I go anywhere or Luke comes here, they comment on each other's stuff like, "Oh, I'm here too," because he comes to Virginia all the time.
That's right.
But actually, fun fact: I did watch some of your vlogs before the podcast, but I don't watch vlogs regularly at all.
That's right.
Your and Shayne vlog is the only ones I've watched more than once.
Don't take it personally.
Yeah, I flew to LA, recorded an album, like super cool traveling. The past couple years I've traveled a lot more, but like this year I traveled a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flew to LA, did that, working on a lot more music and stuff. I've been practicing, getting better, making a lot of connections. Flew to Chicago, did music there. My friend got engaged, I helped him get engaged. Dated this girl, it was awesome. They broke up and it wasn't awesome. I was sad for a long time, but even though I was sad, like I still did lots of awesome things. Kept making more music, kept working. I got a job as a music director at a church, which is like one of my favorite things to do. It's not like my main goal is like my profession, but it's like one of my dream jobs.
Right.
Super fun, and through that I'm like growing a lot and learning lots of new things and just getting a lot of new experiences. I bought like new recording equipment, which I'm using right now. So I'm gonna start producing.
It's
my music.
similar to Shayne, where you're like investing in things
Yeah.
outside of work.
I've been investing, but I've also like a lot of things that I've been working on like paid off this year. Like with fitness,
Yeah.
like I got to a point where like I can like lift like multiple 45-pound plaits on
Yeah.
things, which is like a goal most people have. Like
Right.
I was saying earlier, like now when I work out, like everything hurts. It sucks more now because every weight that I have to lift to challenge myself hurts my whole body.
When you put more on, you're just like, oh, why am I
Yeah,
doing
like
this?
when you first start out and you're benching like 80 pounds, like it's hard, but like
Yeah.
it's like oh it's hard, and then like you finish like oh this feels better. But like when I'm like now I'm like benching like my body weight, and I'm like I can't wait for this to end.
Yeah.
So things are getting harder, but at the same time I'm growing and getting better and like learning new things. And I moved out before, but I moved back and I moved out again. Like now I'm more financially stable, but like I had some bumps in the road with like finances on the way here.
Right.
It's been like one of the best years and worst years, kind of the same thing. I think this age that we're in, like chronologically, like 24, 25.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. You already know. But like, it's like this is like when the most stuff happens. Like
I'm a late
18,
bloomer.
18 to 20, 18 to 22, 23 is like when a lot of ideological things change.
Yeah.
And then like
that-
22 to 25 is like, at least for me, it's been like a really transitional year and like
Right.
Yeah.
location and like what you're doing. And I think I've grown a lot more this past year than I have. Which last year I grew a lot more that year than I had before.
Yeah.
Too.
Same. It keeps getting better.
So it's been a great year. I've achieved like most of my goals.
Same.
I think the only goal I didn't do was to get better at skateboarding and parkour. I didn't do that.
Parkour.
Just
can't
28
parkour.
years.
Just one little thing.
It's really hard to parkour.
I
outside
don't-
of the
in this
rest.
area.
If you're gonna parkour or skateboard, don't hurt yourself and like not be on the podcast.
I mean, I can still lay down and talk.
He's like his whole body's big.
I'm like on the bed. I have a microphone like hanging over my face.
Your friend is just holding it over you like a carrot for a donkey. Like, all right, say your
I
things.
just want to say, I forgot to say, since Michael mentioned his friends getting married, I got to be like the MC, I guess, at one of my best friend, like childhood best friends' weddings, and that was
Awesome.
like a super cool like experience
Very
to see
nice.
her get married. So yeah.
Woo.
And I've traveled more this year than I have before. I guess I just flew on 4 planes yesterday. Like, I've gone out of the state like 10 times this year. It's been good.
Yeah, it sucks and it's stressful, but going through the airport and catching your flight and stuff, that's fun.
Yeah, I like traveling. It's kind of hectic, but like if you're by yourself, that's not as fun. it's still kind of cool, but like with people, it's like fun. Cause
See, I
Yeah,
hear people say that, but personally, I think it's more fun by yourself.
Really?
But,
I was.
Yeah. I think it's fun
bored.
when you're arriving with all your friends.
I was
Yes.
bored. most
Like
of
when
the
we went to
time.
Ireland, the hype for that was so insane. We're all arriving and like getting there. And
Yeah.
like, oh, here's the Airbnb. We're here.
That's the difference of people like me and Shayne. People like John. Like we're like super extroverted. John's like you're extroverted around people, but you like to be by yourself. It seems.
Yeah.
So you're like, this is awesome.
I'm kind
alone.
of like that too. Like,
I just
prefer
like
to be
I
by myself.
like
For
traveling
most songs.
with.
Well, just me then.
Well, like I like
well,
traveling.
no,
with
I mean,
people.
I like being around other people, but like if I'm like, when I am like by myself, I'm like yes.
Yeah.
To me,
we
it's
don't
like-
have to be the same.
I always
We
like
can be different.
arriving with
No,
other
we
people.
can't.
So like when I went to Ireland or when I went to Austin, Texas, it was like we're all getting here. We're all here. Like now we're getting to the.
It was
you're,
exciting.
Like, you're like arriving. Everyone's
Yeah.
getting there. That's really
That's
fun.
true. Yeah, that's
Like
awesome.
when you're not
awesome.
necessarily flying together, but you're all going to the same place. So it's like, oh, is John here yet? Oh, Brent's getting here now, and like we're getting.
I think if I flew with you, Luke, I'd probably be really pissed off.
that Luke
No
guy
offense, no offense.
moving
I probably
too
would be too,
fast.
because Luke would probably complain about most things.
But anybody complain about right? Like complaining
have
or
good
getting
snacks.
stressed over things, and it's
Buy
like,
Yo,
movie
I
stuff
love
on
those
the
cookies.
TV.
Oh,
Everybody's
it's just a
cookies
lot
are the
easier
best.
for me to handle by myself.
Yeah, I like
That's
the
right.
biscuit thing.
So good year, right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, John. What about you? How was this year? Oh boy.
Well, I'm not 24, 25.
So are we going off of his
Should we
actual
stop the
life
podcast
or
now?
his meme life?
That's a good question. Yeah, I feel like there's like a disconnect because I'm not as depressed as you think I am.
That's good.
I mean, half the
I didn't
time,
think you were
half
that
the time I
depressed.
think they're funny because most of the time I'm like, you know what, that's low key kind of true.
Yeah, if it isn't like a known, but I like dark humor.
Mhm.
So,
Same.
It's always good.
but 2017's been all right. I guess when you get to my age,
Yeah, youngins.
Yeah.
you just live with like what you get. So it's just like, oh, okay, it's
Yeah.
all right.
Kind of.
But then again, I've always been that way.
I mean, it started when the year literally started with you and I getting back from Ireland.
Yeah, and that was fun.
Like, that was a long time ago.
That was quite the.
Someone
want
say
to off to the year,
it was
right?
a year
It's like
ago.
a year ago.
Yeah, but a year ago. I'm not gonna lie, that was a life changer there in
Yeah.
Ireland.
that whole trip.
It's crazy how traveling changes things for you.
It is.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, especially if you go to like another country, it's like a.
Well, you started
fortunately,
a new job.
I know about that.
You
not,
start-
not saying that.
you started a new job
Whatever.
this year.
Yeah, I
You know?
also I
You
got
moved.
I got
right?
let go. I got a new job.
Awesome.
I got more money now, which
Yeah.
is great.
They see me rolling.
Taking steps forwards in the
More money, so it's
career.
great, yeah, I'm growing in my career. I add to my experience, which
Mhm.
I'm not happy with my job, but it is what it is. I get more
So,
money.
Are you happy with
And-
what you're doing at your job, or you just hate the job?
No, I'm just not happy with what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
But it's
that
better.
can-
But it's a step from the next job. or
Absolutely,
previous
it's
job.
1,000 times better
Yeah.
than my previous job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
instead
a
of making
plus.
money, you get the money, and then you move on.
Exactly. I'm in a relationship for coming on to 10 months now.
Nice.
Which is
Yay.
great. You know,
So
There's
that
been a-
started this year.
yeah, that started this year. It's been
Hashtag goals.
February. There's been a lot of
We can't
ups
do
and
that.
downs,
Uh,
but everything's looking upwards from here on out. Communication is key.
Yes.
As they say.
Yeah, amen.
Gentlemen.
It really is. Like if
No,
you can,
I stress
I
communication.
communicate as
so
hard as I
much.
can.
it worked really well.
He doesn't have a
Just
problem.
being able to talk
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
does wonders. Keeping it's hard to keep your emotions out of things, when things bother you, but
Mhm.
being able to get past the emotion is
Mm-hmm.
most important. It's great. It also made me understand a lot about myself and about what I want in the future for myself.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of back and forth about what I want for my future this year, but like where I want to live, where I want to be,
Right.
what I want to do, what
Like
kind
a
of family.
self-reflection sort of.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
I see multiple paths
You're trying to
basically.
put perspective.
So, but things are becoming clearer for me. Like I said, I'm a late bloomer, so I'm still in the finding myself
Yeah.
age. But
I think you're always continuously finding yourself.
I think it's probably.
I'm not 29 yet, so I don't know where I would be at 29,
Exactly.
That's
But I
right.
mean,
But I
like,
think it's probably best if you're always trying to find it, because it's
You
always
should, you should
improving.
always
Totally.
be trying to reach for something. better.
Exactly.
People who stop learning new things
Become
about themselves,
complacent,
they become
yeah.
those lame old people that we don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks to it feels like shit. It feels like shit, but I think in the end it's probably for the best. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah.
would you
I agree.
consider it a pretty good year for you, or it's definitely a lot of steps forwards on like you said, your career, your relationships, learning
Yeah, life.
different parts of communication. quitting a job, starting a job, moving around. You know, I've done a lot.
Yeah, it's a good year. Good year.
Yeah.
If I joke about killing myself, it's not sure. Killing yourself is not good. Don't
do
kill
it.
yourself.
Does not help.
It is funny humor. I'm sorry for people that do kill themselves. And they find
Anyone who's
themselves.
killed himself and they're listeing to this podcast,
And he goes,
we don't mean to offend you.
Shayne's just looking down, shaking.
No, but seriously, don't kill yourself.
That conversation.
Things always get better if you try. And just try. And, yeah.
Yep, just
Good year.
try, just do it.
Very nice.
Awesome.
But I'm still gonna joke about sweet release.
So
How's your year?
well, it started off with.
Well, first of all,
Oh,
you
no.
got a condom on your finger.
Oh yeah.
It's literally supposed to. It's the only Band-Aid, quote unquote, that the restaurant
Oh, it's
had.
an actual condom.
No, it's not a condom. It just looks like one. Okay.
Doesn't it?
I know it does because I didn't
The
put it on
back
right.
half looked like the
I didn't put it on right. Okay. So it's because I was trying to open.
That, I
So
won't make the joke.
all right. So I had
School
lobster.
problems.
I had lobster and macaroni and cheese today.
Oh,
And they
okay.
gave me the lobster. It was like, here's a shell.
Now, see,
I thought they were gonna give it to me
customer
in pieces.
service.
It was like, oh, I guess I work at this restaurant now. I have to
Oh,
open
dude.
up the animal.
Can I ask where you went?
I don't
Can you
know
say
where-
that?
It was in Hampton.
Okay.
I don't remember where it
You
was.
really remember.
Basically, I went
He's
to.
blocked it out of his house.
Some of the meat was already out of it, but there's a ton of meat in the claw, but the claw doesn't have a joint, so you basically have to break it. And my friend was like, "Oh, ask them for some sort of hammer or something."
Don't they give you like a little
And-
like nutcracker tool?
No, they
They
didn't.
didn't do anything.
So I was like,
They handed
I'm
him
a
a raw
man.
lobster.
I can make my own food, and I went to break it, and I broke it. But when I broke it, it broke, and then my finger slid, and it just cut my finger open. And so then the waitress was there. I was like, "Look, can you just give me some sort of Band-Aid?" And then then of course
She comes out with a condom.
So then you're pretty close to it. But so the thing is, I was like, I got a little carried away trying to open up this lobster. Can you just help me out? And so she went and got it for me. And then of course that was the joke of the table, Mr. Hurt Himself Luke. And so then when the waiter went to get my check, I was like, can you get me another sharp object or something that I can, slice my
Another
finger open
sharp
more?
object.
Sharp
Yeah.
object, please.
What, Shane?
Well, no. I think my question is more. You finish your story first.
That's it.
I'll ask.
Yeah. So now I got what
You
looks like
didn't-
a
okay,
condom.
my
on
question
finger.
was, you didn't just go to a Walmart.
No, 'cause I was
to
sitting
get
at
a
the table
Band-Aid.
trying to eat
But I'm
lobster.
saying after the fact. Like, why do you still have?
Because this was today.
Okay, you didn't ask Michael for a Band-Aid. Like, I'm
I
just
think I
confused.
feel what you're about
Oh,
Band-Aid in my
Why
Michael-
are you still
Michael and I
have
were
the
busy.
condom?
We were
You're
like
working
setting
hard.
this thing up quick. This table wasn't there before.
It's covered in
We moved it
things.
all the way over
Okay, but that doesn't
Alright,
answer
I-
my question.
Doesn't matter. I gotta use the bathroom, so we gotta finish this podcast. So
Just get a Band-Aid.
I turned 25 this year, which
Congratulations.
feels like
That's gonna be
You're
me
a quarter
next
of a century
year.
old.
I'm ready.
if you round up, I'm 30.
You're basically 30.
So it seems like a pretty big year for me.
We're basically 30 guys.
Yeah, no.
I started January by coming back from Ireland, and I had no job, and I spent all of January searching.
You were still
for
in
a
LA at
job.
this point, right?
No,
No, you already moved.
I was in
moved
Seattle.
last year. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
it's
I
been a
basically
long
started this year jobless, found a job and started it by the end of January,
nice.
and have been working hard at it. There was some rough times in between there, a lot of searching for a place to live. I lived in Ballard, and then I lived in Bellevue, and then I lived in Seattle. I lived in an Airbnb. I lived in
Whoa.
someone's apartment, and now I live in a house
Nice.
with 4 other roommates. And now that's a whole bucket
That
of
is
stories.
a yes, I could.
So I live in a new house. I got a new job, and then turned 25. And I think I've been really happy with meeting the one most important goal that I had for this year, which was starting a podcast.
Woo!
So we've made it for over half a year. We haven't missed an episode yet, and that was one of my big
That
goals.
itself is amazing. That you haven't missed.
Yeah. Well, and one of my goals, I literally have it in my notes
It's
here.
true.
One of my goals for 2017 was to start a
'Cause
podcast.
I skipped, and we skipped a week in ours. I said, I'm not doing this. It's not happening.
But
It's not as good as this one.
I've been really
Right.
happy with the way the podcast is going. I talk to people about how the process of starting it and running it and having everybody on it has been really, really good. And so it is good to end this year with this in-person live podcast as like
it's cool.
You met your goal for 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Let's all hang out, and it's been really good. It's that was a big goal of mine, and I'd say it was a big success. So 2017 has been a crazy year. Hopefully 2018 is.
Your vlogs have gotten better too. Say that.
Yeah, my vlogs have. I haven't been doing as many vlogs as I did last year, but a lot of people have said they're some of the best vlogs I've done have been this year. And it's been a good year for me as well. A lot of progress. I've learned, and I've been telling everybody how important it is to take time and money and invest it into your hobbies outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
So the podcast, my vlogs, things that I do, traveling, friends, and all that stuff. And I've been telling a lot of people that, and that's something that I learned this year. So it's been a good year for me too. Awesome. All right.
Very good year.
That's great.
Plugs, John.
He has an Instagram.
I do.
Wait,
but
everyone
it's
should
secret.
say one thing that they are looking forward to for next year.
Oh, I got a bathroom shit.
Why that's why I said one thing.
Okay.
I have a goal to make
One thing.
$3,000 outside of my job somehow,
Okay.
and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that is a goal for 2018.
You can whore yourself.
You
If it
could.
comes down to it at the end of the year,
You got a
like,
nice face.
people
Yeah,
want a
yeah.
Christmas
You
present,
have
you
a
know.
camera.
You're average height.
You're getting fit. So,
Yeah, that's my 2018. John, go. We gotta, or someone go.
I don't know. Continuing the podcast because I didn't say it when my 2017, but I really enjoyed just everybody getting together
Woo!
once a week and just shooting the shit.
Yay!
Yeah, it's great. So continuing that.
I have a lot of goals. Basically,
I brought this up. I can't.
get buff and make tons of music.
Rip.
Get shredded.
Oh,
shred
I
my
get
guitar.
Like Michael, I have multiple goals. One is to be in a relationship. God, please. And,
Help!
But my biggest goal is to get my podcast known.
Mm-hmm.
I guess at least within the Virginia area. Like I want to be able to go to events or concerts and whatever, and people know who we are.
That'd be cool. Yeah, like the
Even
Pop
one-
Talk podcast. The
even-
Pop Talk podcast would be there. To this
Yeah,
connection.
Even
Exactly.
one person knowing you would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So
You go to a concert and be like, I listened to you.
yeah, I want to get because we get a lot of people who listen, but I want to start getting fans. You know what I mean? So that's
So to take the podcast.
my goal is
the
to
next
really
level.
push it into because when and not even just the podcast, just the entire brand of it, because we're gonna start doing video content. So just making sure I stay focused on that and really making the best of investing outside of your
That's how your
job.
Or
So it
making
can
your-
become so it can become an actual job. Yeah.
Exactly, making your fake job a real job.
Yeah.
Very good.
Basically.
Cool.
Plugs, Shane.
Well, I've been talking about it. Check out the Pop Talk Podcast on SoundCloud at Pop Talk Podcast. Also, follow us on Twitter at Talkin' Pop. And then my Twitter is Mr. McCatty, MrMCCATTY. And that's where you can talk to me, reach me, beat me if you want to.
What?
Said that out of order. There we go.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Very good.
Pretty
Michael.
Just follow me on Instagram. Michael Dimas, MykolDimas. I have a lot of music that I'm working on right now. I'm trying to release it. I don't have a time frame, but it's gonna happen.
Very good.
And I got that key-centric album that I was on. A piano player named Josh Williams is coming out, I think, in January. So just check out my Instagram. I'll post updates on that.
John, what about you? Anything?
I'm not gonna plug anything.
Okay. I guess I gotta finish this up for the whole year. So here we go. This is it.
So
This is the last.
extreme.
This is the last podcast of this year. So you can follow me on Instagram at Luke Rockswold. You can follow me on Twitter at Luke Rockswold. Check out my vlogs. The last Friendsgiving vlog should be out either while I'm in Virginia or shortly after I get back.
Sweet.
It's going to be kind of a finale, so it should be pretty good. Follow me on, like I said, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Luke Rockswold Vlogs. Check out our other episodes. Thank you, everybody who has listened to us
Yes.
this
Yeah,
far.
yes,
It
thank
is
you so much.
awesome to end the year here with everybody here. The final episode of 2017.
Brent.
We will continue the podcast 2018. Keep listening.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, you guys, for being here. It's an awesome way to end this year podcasts. How's that?
But Shayne, I figured out we can solve our problems. We should just get gay married. We'll still date other women.
I was
Like,
literally
we'll
about to
date
end
married.
2017 with what I just said,
Yeah.
and we threw that out there.
And we'll get all like the married benefits.
Yeah. Like it's
That's
tax
right.
free.
Yeah.
Problem
I'm
solved.
down for it.
All right,
Let's do
sweet.
it.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. On that note, and
Outro music.
outro.
Outro music.